question, do you know what an epistemic possibility is, right? And then you said, I don't have to accept your epistemic framework, which was not really like...
I did not say that!
Yes, you did! What the fuck? Now you backtracking. We can literally go to the consensus of the VC right now. That's literally what you just said,
Yeah,
retard.
I didn't say that. When you ask me, do I believe or do I know what an epistemic possibility is?
Yeah,
I told you, no,
asked,
that's
okay?
not
Asked.
You tell me what that is.
This nigga said axed. Okay, so you told me you don't have to like go towards like a specific epistemic framework, and you can just be a probabilistic thing, which means the knowledge ain't certain, right? Then you said, quote unquote, verbatim, by the way, by you, that it allows for justified true beliefs, right? And I said, oh yeah, so these are things which can basically allow for epistemic possibilities. Like even then, like I'm just going off the factor that your response to specific things, like, oh yeah, I don't have to hold to your epistemic like frameworks or in general, does not really like answer the question. Oh yeah, do you know what an epistemic possibility is?
You
No,
already
or just like
answered
give
your
me a
question.
clear, concrete answer on something, right?
Your question.
No, you didn't. You just said
Oh
you
my
didn't
God.
have to hold towards a specific epistemic
That's
framework.
not what I
We
answered.
never got onto the... Okay, hold on. We never got onto the definition part until I just told you.
Wait, hold on. I told you when you said that question, I answered by saying I don't know what that word is. Can you tell me? I told you that's new to me. That's what I said.
Yeah, hold on. So, real quick, hold on. You said
What are you guys talking
hold
about?
to a specific epistemic framework, right?
Okay,
And,
yeah.
right? That's what you said, right?
Yeah,
Confirmation
yeah.
or no? Retard? Yeah, okay. So,
Wait, say it one more time.
going from that part, right? Okay, yo, shut the fuck up. So, going from that part, right? Specifically speaking, because when I asked that, right, you said, oh no, that's a new word to me. Want to quote from you, right? Obviously, I don't know what you were hearing, but more so, you just told me you didn't have to hold towards a specific epistemic framework, even though we were just on towards the definition part. We didn't really like get to anything involving a framework of epistemology. Like that was just completely irrelevant to the conversation. Then you just told me you're a like probabilist on knowledge.
I said fallibilist. Can you listen?
Yeah, probabilist. It's what I just fucking said. It's just
no,
pronunciation.
fallibilist.
Fallibilist, probabilist.
Good job.
It's still like it still allows for fallible things within probabilistic
No,
things. Like,
no.
No. Hold on. Yes, it does. Hold on. Wait, you don't believe? Hold on. Wait. You don't believe probable things allow for fallible things? What the fuck?
Yeah, so
retard. Retard.
Yeah, I can just hold.
Retard, bro. Retard.
Wait, let me explain.
Yeah, no. Hold on.
Wait,
yeah, so a probabilist would believe in the probability knowledge, right? So again, it's
no,
not
that's
certain,
not true.
right?
That's not true.
But then again, that allows for the fallibility for something to be, of course, like less probable.
Well, that's
that allows
false.
for the fallibility for that to be more likely. Fucking retard. Yes, it does.
You're
That allows for fallible things,
wrong.
right? No. Those are inclusive terms and inclusive terminology which can be accepted under a framework. You fucking retard. Holy shit. Anyways, moving back on to the original point, again, like I'm gonna get onto the argument for God because this has just been meta fucking bullshit we've been talking about. Anyways, to the argument for God, because like, yeah, hold on. So again, I'm gonna go on to an argument for God, right?
Wait, let me finish.
I'm just gonna say no, like. Why are we going to continue meta points where we're supposed to get onto the argument for God or just like...
But you're just like showing my position, so can I explain or no?
You know, just go ahead. Refute what I said about
okay, so basically in fallibilism, we have this dialetheia inside of our framework, right? So we can believe like both like what we believe and what we don't believe are gonna be like true, right? The negation and what we believe at the same time.
Jargon.
It's not jargon. But yeah, basically, dialetheism just proposes that certain statements, the statement and the negation would be true, and that's what we believe in fallibilism, right? So there wouldn't be an issue if I just contradicted myself, because in fallibilism we believe in contradictions, right?
This is a fucking retard. So again, real quick, hold on. You realize that negates like justify true beliefs, right?
Yeah. So.
You already said your view would accept justified true beliefs, so that's already a fucking concession, retard.
Yeah, just to be clear. Okay, wait, let me... No.
That is so fucking retarded. Holy shit, bro. This nigga already fucking conceded.
It's not a concession.
This nigga a fucking retard, bro.
Justified true beliefs don't play a role until
That's already a self-concession. This nigga's so fucking retarded. Yo, hold on. No, hold on. This nigga said that he was a fallibilist, and then said he accepts. No, hold on. He fucking accepts justified true beliefs, and then he just said, "Oh yeah, I believe in contradictions to be true because I'm a dying atheist." What the fuck? Then I just said that negates justified true beliefs, and then she said, "Yeah, so
you believe
are
in
you
justified
fucking
true
retard?"
beliefs, and we don't
No,
believe in
you're a
justified true
fucking
beliefs.
retard, bro. You already fucking conceded. You're a retard. What the shit? You're a fucking retard,
Take it to
nigga.
be the case. You're black.
Why
and
is
you're
this
mad.
nigger? Why is this peon so fucking retarded? You fucking whipping slave bitch ass nigga. Why are you so fucking retarded? Fucking, it's bad, bro. You fucking retard. You absolute moronic fucking subhuman. Retard. Fucking learn your terminology. Get knowledge about philosophy. Stop trying to LARP as a girl. Stop trying to do anything to try and appeal with your meta-commentary bullshit because you can't actually advance to any argument. You fucking retarded ass bitch ass nigger. You fucking peon bitch.
Damn, nigga, why the fuck are you screaming at her?
Yo, bro is so mad, bro.
Fuck, man. Already self-conceited. Like, shut the fuck up, nigga.
Wait, just to be clear, it wouldn't be a concession.
It's already over with. This nigga already fucking contradicted herself. Holy shit, bro. It's bad.
Yo, homie, shut your bitch ass up, kneecap ass nigga.
This nigga contradicted himself already.
So that's gonna get muted right there for being a subhuman piece of shit. Let's see who else is gonna get muted because Gyro just called me out to debate and he's not even here yet. Not even here yet. Let me invite focus in this bitch. Let's see. I feel as if what's happened is Gyro called me into the chat, expecting me to not be able to respond, but he never expected me to join VC this fast. Right? He basically tried to call me at the convenient time, whereas he thought I would have not been able to VC. But I'm able to VC right now. And now he's not even showing up in the voice call. Let me just get focused in this bitch. It's been like how many minutes since he just called me into the voice call, or the chat rather. Let's see how many minutes. It's been 3 minutes actually, 3 fucking minutes. It's like 1 ago right now, and then like 3 minutes came, and like 3 minutes passed, and he's still not even in the voice call yet.
Oh, relax, bitch ass nigga.
No, he's just
I feel as what's gonna happen is he's either gonna like he's either gonna stall time until I leave the voice call, or he's gonna do something like let's just do it tomorrow or something. Hopefully it's not one of these two things. Hopefully. Everyone ping Gyro and just ask him where is that currently. You know, freaking runner, dude. Yeah, do you recognize my freaking PFP, Vomi? Do you play God of War Ragnarok?
What a fucking nerd.
You got Heimdall? You pick Heimdall as your PFP?
This current one, it's Heimdall. The fucking goat, dude. Hey, Daniel recognizes who it is. That's the first Daniel W. Yeah, Heimdall the fucking goat, dude. Do you play God of War Ragnarok?
I think everybody who plays God of War knows your PFP.
I do.
Okay. You should play, Daniel. It's a pretty good game, man. Pretty good game.
So, Daniel, what happened earlier?
Yo, Apollo, is this the same Daniel that said God exists because I forgot what the fuck this dumbass nigga said? Oh, because the Bible is true or something like that. I forgot.
No, that's not the same Daniel. It's a different Daniel. This Daniel does not like me, by the way, so it's not the same Daniel. Nah, it's a different Daniel. That Daniel you're talking about is a troll. He's like an actual troll.
Well,
Do you list your top 3 Raw Ray songs?
you said what?
List your top 3 Raw Ray songs.
Ass.
25.
Where's Gyro? It's been freaking 5 minutes.
By your side. By your side, and probably long journey.
Okay. I see. This nigga has knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, Paula, you beat the whole game?
I'm almost done actually. Almost done.
Okay.
I reached the part where Heimdall was defeated though.
Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting on
Are
this
you gonna
guy
platinum
Gyro.
it?
Like, where the fuck is he, dude? He's just wasting my time. This guy pinged me 5 minutes ago. I joined the VC right away after pinging me to say to join VC right now, and then he's not even in the voice call. Like, what kind of duck connectivity even is this? D1, could you moderate, by the way? I wanted to moderate the conversation in case we do some loud mic and bullshit, of course. I feel as if that's his whole shtick with hoping and having bad rhetoric, which a lot of these low tiers do in these sort of circles. So yeah. Alright, let's see. How long is he gonna fucking take? It's been like 7 minutes now. 7 minutes. I have an idea. Announce from now that me versus Gyro is gonna happen, so he's forced to join the VC because if he does not, everyone is gonna look at him as a freaking duck. Announce it right now. Yeah, announce it.
Say that. If he doesn't join, we're
In
taking
7 minutes, this guy is like clearly ducking. You don't tell someone to join VC right now, then take 7 minutes to join the freaking voice call. That's definitely not made up, dude. Come on.
Yeah, if you say that, we're gonna take his debate card.
Yeah, D1, he's trying to pull a BB Reborn. Like, I don't know if he's trying to. Oh, shit, bro. That joke never gets old. Holy shit. Where is Gyro? It's been 7 minutes, man. In 7 minutes.
Yo, Apollo, bro, I
By
got
the
a
way, just for
question.
everyone in the voice call, the topic is going to be an abortion. Gyro is going to be the position. He's going to be defending the position that pro-life is actually the morally justified position, with the exceptions. Or sorry, he's going to say that abortion is not morally justified, with the exceptions of case scenarios like when the mother gets raped, or if, for example, the mother's life is at risk. So that's going to basically just constitute like 4% of abortion case scenarios being morally justified, the other 96% roughly being morally unjustified given Gyro's ethical system. I'm going to be taking the negation. I clarify the position in DM's. Position is just simply to say that I think there are good enough reasons to not believe in the pro-life position, which is just to say with good reasons, without the moral system of the pro-lifer, or we have good reasons to say that the pro-life moral system is incorrect, where it's just a false proposition, it's a false moral judgment. That's basically the whole concept. And yeah, the reason as to why this is announced for the voice call, even though I'm busy ranting, is the low tier told me to join VC 8 minutes ago, and he's still not in the VC right now, which is indicative of him kind of ducking and trying to.
Yo, how the fuck you gonna ping is happening, but he's not in the car? You
Shut the
dumb
fuck
bitch.
up, Mona.
Yo, shut your ugly ass up.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Hey,
Alright.
There's who arbitrary.
You, that door.
Who
What's the
said that?
door?
Who's asking if I'm
Is
arbitrary?
that a soundboard or something?
Wait.
That's that fat ass nigga sitting in his chair, bro.
You better feel that.
Bitch ass.
You better feel that door. Yes, it's me, but who's asking that? Is that realism?
Hi, guys.
it's Steve.
Oh, sweet.
Hey guys.
Whose chair's gonna fall apart? Holy shit.
And this is how I.
Hi, guys.
Alright, bro. Whose fucking chair, bro?
Is he finally here?
You're black.
Where the fuck is Gyro, bro? Holy fucking shit, bro.
Finally, shit.
So I'm guys
The Gyro?
Yeah, where the fuck is that nigga? Where the fuck he not?
He's still not in the voice.
I've got news from Gyro.
Gyro ain't never coming, bro. He ain't never coming.
It's been 10 minutes actually. 10 minutes.
Gyro is positive, right? Arbitrary?
Gyro is not positive, bro.
No, you probably got grounded by a space type.
Castro
What the
is
hell?
positive.
Oh yeah, that's gas drug.
Yo, Paulo, what race are you?
The fuck is your profile picture,
Boo,
bro?
boo, 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 boo.
Yes, Heimdall's tough. What do you mean that's profile picture, nigga?
Alright, put your bitch ass up, focus.
Put your bitch ass
Shut the
up.
fuck up, white boy.
What the hell is that kid? I
Wait,
got
shut the
you.
fuck up. What? I'm not no fucking white boy, bitch. Look.
Oh, no.
Finally,
Shut
Gyro's in the
the
voice
fuck
All
call,
this
up,
guys.
nigga do is point out
Let's
stutters.
get it.
That's how you know he's a
Come on.
fucking female, bro.
Yo, it's
Where's
Gyro.
What's up, buddy?
Gyro.
Let me hear Gyro's voice.
Right
Right there.
What's up,
It's
buddy?
right there.
Gyro.
Oh,
It's right there. He sounds Indian.
Damn, shut up.
Yes.
So you're gonna get me the first. Just stop talking. You're just stalling my freaking time.
Wait, Paul, can we get a moderator,
But
please? Because I don't
insanely, I'm gonna have to mute you afterwards. I just cannot bother with people just like trying to interrupt the conversation and prevent the debate from actually occurring. Okay, Gyro,
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Wait, can we get an actual moderator, not like you?
Wait, there's someone
Also,
else. I got Dion as a moderator, by the way. Dion is going to be moderated, and it's fine. I
don't-
made
you want
sure
to
that we have a
moderate?
moderator for the conversation. Yeah, of course. Let me
we get
just see
someone
if
else?
there's anyone else who needs to get muted before we start the debate. Okay, we'll just check the voice.
Did you hear what I said?
I debate you.
Alrighty, that should be it.
you hear what I said?
Yep. So, Gyro, you said you're going to be defending the position. Who the
Did
fuck
you hear
is
what I
talking?
said?
I did hear what you're saying, actually. Because there's someone else talking, and also, for some reason, I have to be muting people at the same time. What were you saying, actually?
Yeah, can we get another moderator, please?
No.
I don't want. Do you want to just play moderating? Yeah.
Who do you want to be a moderator?
Let's see who's in here.
We can think of a judge after. For now, we're just trying to pick a moderator of the conversation.
Yeah, sure. Can we get Pucci to judge? Oh, not judge. Sorry, not judge. I meant moderate.
Moderate? Oh, sure.
We can get him to judge as
No,
well, but that's
judging
this
this
debate.
I don't know about Pucci judging my debates, but I'll think about it.
Okay,
Okay, so of course, we're gonna just start off by giving my introduction, and then after you can give your introduction. Is that fine?
Alright, just to be clear, we're debating abortion, your pro-choice.
Abortion, yes, and we have clarified my position. You've clarified your position. You've clarified the exceptions for your position. Okay, so I'll just give my
Can
introduction
you just
first.
outline
and
it
then you can-
for? Wait, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you. Can you outline your position for the people listening?
Oh yeah, I'm going to do that in my introductions. I'm going to give my opening
okay.
statements, and then after, I'm going to give your opening statement. So, me and Gyro will be debating on abortion. You'll be taking the position of pro-life. His account of pro-life is going to basically have exceptional circumstances. The exceptional circumstances in which he believes that abortion is going to be morally justified would be the case scenarios where the mother is either raped or the mother's life is at risk. I'll be taking the negation. The negation towards that position being that I do not believe that this is going to be morally justified in most cases. And I believe that we have good reasons to doubt or deny the proposition of pro-life. That's basically it.
Alright, that's it. Alright, I mean, I don't think I need a long opening. For this debate, I'll just be defending pro-life, obviously. Which just means that I think it's generally going to be impermissible to abort fetuses throughout the whole duration of the pregnancy. There, like Apollo said, I do grant some sort of exception, like the life of the mother being endangered or the girl getting raped, whatever it is. There might be more that you can outline, but these are the obvious two immediate ones, right?
Okay, so for now,
so
we're
yeah,
just
that's
gonna
it. Can you just start?
Yeah, so
I'll just start.
yeah, that's fine. So you're going to be making the judgment about morality, right? You're going to be saying that it is a correct moral judgment that, at least in most realistic circumstances, as it pertains to abortion, it is the case that it is actually morally unjustified. Correct? That's a moral judgment right there.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So with that being said, the whole idea is going to be like this. You'd agree that, like, for any moral judgment X, it's going to be the case that what determines the correctness of moral judgments is going to be the normative ethical theory, correct?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So in virtue of what normative ethical theory would it be the case that the moral judgment that abortion is morally unjustified is correct?
Well, I think you can reconcile this view under any normative theory, but I'm a virtue ethicist specifically. You demonist about virtue ethics?
You're a virtue ethicist. Okay, so
yeah, right.
First and foremost, what sort of like justification do you have for virtue ethics position? And secondly, how is it the case that the position of abortion that you're taking in this conversation is going to be true given virtue ethics position?
Right, we can get into that, but I want you to actually start, so you want to do that?
Are going to give the responses to my question, or going to keep on deflecting?
Yeah, I can respond, but I want to start investigating your view first, because I know how you'd like to debate.
I just asked you for the justification first. What are you talking about? I just asked you specifically
I
what's
guess
your
we're going to start
position. You say you're
playing
virtue
this
ethics
first, you said
position.
that first. I can give you the reason, yeah. I think that it's...
You're already
yeah.
deflecting. He's deflecting. Just give
I'm
the
not deflecting.
justification. Yes, you are,
Okay,
because I'm specifically placing the question in your view. Right now. Yeah.
Dude, did you not hear what I said? I said that...
I heard what you said.
I'm fine with getting into my view. Stop
I asked for the
ignoring me, please.
justification
I said that I'm fine with
first,
getting
and now
into my
you're
view, but then I want to
conversation.
investigate your view first, because
But
I'm
you
not
answer
sure
my
what your
question
view.
first. I'm asking you for your position.
Yeah,
I asked for the
yeah,
justification.
I understand that you asked me a
deflecting.
question. I'm asking
You're
questions.
deflecting, and you're stumbling over your words. So I'm asking you again.
I didn't
You
start
said
one,
you're
but
virtue ethics.
just to be clear, hold on. What's your normative
So
ethical
I'm
view?
going to ask you right now. What's the justification for the
Apollo,
position?
what's your
Number one,
normative
and number
ethical view?
two, and he's deflecting.
Apollo,
He's
I'm not
so
deflecting anything.
scared to give a justification. So I'm gonna ask you
I'm
one
gonna
more
tell
time,
you why
okay?
I'm a virtue ethicist,
I'm gonna
but
tell you to stop
it's
stumbling
not too
and just
relevant because I
relax
said
for a
already
second,
can
okay? Just
reconcile the
calm
view
down, just
under
relax.
different normative
Relax,
views,
okay?
and then
So
also
what
unclear on
happened?
what your normative view is.
Moderation,
That's what I'm saying.
moderation. We can take turns right now. He's already just interrupted because he's scared of the actual points right now.
Apologies,
So
you hear what I
what
said?
happened was you're intimidated, you're shitting your
You
diapers
hear what I
right now.
said?
So what
You hear
happened
what I
was you claimed, you agreed that it is the case. The fake performative flash is not going to help you ready right now. You said it is the case that
I
you
wasn't
agree.
finished.
That's moral judgment, and he's still talking. It's crazy. He's still going. Oh shit, dude! You said moral judgment, and he's still going. He's just gonna control his big, oversized lips. That's crazy. So
That was
you
so
made a
unfunny.
claim that's moral judgments. He still
That
interrupts
was so
you.
unfunny.
You said moral judgments are determined based off of normative ethical theory. Then you claimed you believe in virtue ethics possession as normative ethical theory. To which I responded by saying two questions. The first question being the epistemic justification for the virtue ethics possession. The second question being, why would it be the case that given that position, your claim is correct? And then you started asking me dumb ethereal questions about my position when I'm in your position right now. So could you answer the question and stop running from the conversation, dumb fuck?
Okay, if you tried listening, I told you why I actually tried to kind of steer away from the questions because I don't think
Why are you
that
stumbling
it's
so much,
necessary
dude?
to
Just
be a
answer the
virtue
fucking
ethicist
questions.
to actually be
Stop
holding to
dodging.
my view about abortion, right? That's why.
He's still
Also, I'm
dodging.
just curious by your normative
What's the
ethical view. That's what I'm saying.
justification? Don't ask me questions. That's my
Can I
question.
clarify your view first, and then I'll answer? Because I'm curious about it.
Clarify my view. You know my view already. You know I'm
Yeah,
taking the pro-choice
what's your view?
position. You
I'm
know I'm
curious.
taking the pro-choice position.
Oh
That's
my
my
God.
view. Now answer my
That's
question.
trivial. I know we're
What's
debating
the
pro life restrictions. I'm
justification
asking you
for the
what's your normative
positions?
ethical view.
Why is he running from the actual claims here, dude? Dog, you
Oh
made
my
the
God,
claim that you're a
dude.
pro-lifer, and I'm asking
Do
for the
you understand that's
justification.
not how people speak? I'll
Are
answer
you
your
stuttering?
question.
Are you losing your
I'll answer your
confidence,
fucking
kiddo?
question.
Young Padawan, you're losing your confidence.
Can you please
What's going
engage?
on? What is
Can
he
you please engage?
doing? What is he actually doing, dude? You're
Okay, fine.
retardedly shadow boxing right now. You're shadow boxing. You're not staying at the point because you're dumb. Right? So
Hi,
I'm
my name
asking
is
right now.
Apollo. I think
Yeah, I
high
know I'm
school.
funny right now. You're laughing because you're getting your anus ripped apart of the conversation. Now
No, I'm
telling
laughing
you,
because you're just
I'm
speaking like not a
telling
normal
you,
person.
it's
Dude.
in this conversation. In this
Hi, my name
conversation, I've
is
asked you
Apollo,
specifically
and I
on
have a
numerous
shit
different
set.
occasions. I've asked you on numerous
Yeah,
different
Apollo,
occasions.
I'll answer your question. Hold on, take a deep breath.
Answer
I'll
my
answer your
questions right
question,
now.
but I
Answer
want
it
to
right now.
clarify your
Answer
view
it right
first. You
now. What's the
understand that? I
justification,
don't think
Gyro?
anyone knows your
What's the
normative
justification?
ethical view.
What's the justification,
And I'll tell you
Gyro?
that either I can actually get into why virtue
Why are you
ethics is true. I
stuttering
can tell you
so
why
much,
even
dude?
under your view,
Oh shit, dude.
pro life would be true. Right? So
You
that's
Hi, my
very
name is
understand that
different.
the
Apollo. I'm
current
broken. I have
questions
a
are on your
It doesn't.
position,
I
then you
don't need
asking
to.
questions
Dude, like you're
about my
retarded.
position is going to be a theory from my
Right.
position. This is like a basic
Wait,
dialectical
you're
metric,
retarded,
bro.
yeah?
You're just retarded.
No, I understand, but I need to ask you a
I'm
question
asking
first.
you right now. I'm asking you right now.
Hi, my
What
name
is
is
your
Apollo,
position?
and
You
I
told me your
sexually harass
position.
women.
You
Like,
told me the
hold on,
reference.
is it that hard to
You
Hey,
understand?
Rom, stop
told
talking,
your
bro. You
position.
Is that hard
delusional.
And
to
you're asking
understand?
me
That
dumb
nigga
fuck
stay in the background, bitch
questions.
ass nigga.
Yeah.
Shut your
Fuck.
fat ass
Fuck
up,
you.
infinity, dumbass
You're
You
person.
saying
delivery.
fat nigga, I'm way more fit than you, my
You're
nigga.
the
Fuck.
No,
Gyro.
you're not,
Yes,
bitch.
I am. We can
Oh,
compare
even though
right
you need
now,
to be
bro. You
part
are
of the
chubby as fuck,
conversation,
bro. You are
moron.
not fit at all.
You
You're in
unqualified
your damn bitch.
moron. Answer my question.
Nobody
Answer
laughed
my
at you at
question.
all
Stop
when
peeing
you
your pants,
interrupted, bro. You
dude.
was a
Wait,
loser, nigga. Stay in the
Infinity.
background.
Infinity,
Shut your
relax. I don't
chest
want you
up,
to
nigga.
basically say that
Good,
we're
bro.
jumping him. I want me to
Bro, I
focus
ain't
on
gonna lie, he's not even
polling this
engaging, bro.
motherfucker.
Bro, you
So
always
be
He's not.
quiet.
practice
Just
He's
because
this
not.
he's here
shit.
for
He's
You
the
not
scared
voice
to
engaging,
call.
talk
but
to
He's
me.
I don't
here
know.
for the
He's thinking.
voice call. Hold on. Because he's interrupted again because he's scared of the actual conversation. So you made the claim that it is the case that your position is true. You believe that it is the case. The moral judgments are going to be determined based off a
Apollo, I'll
normative
answer your
ethical
question.
position.
Stop
Now
speaking. Okay.
you
Okay.
told me that it is.
Since Apollo has
I'm
decided to
asking you
just not
number
engage with
one,
the question I've been
and it's
asking for the
still
past 20
interruption.
minutes
And
or 5
another
minutes, 10
interruption.
minutes, whatever it is,
He's
I can just
interrupting
tell
me.
you why
Then
it's
tell
actually
us
best explained,
the
or
actual
why we
point.
actually
His
ought
diapers
to
are
be a virtue ethicist
completely
or accept
soaked.
virtue ethics.
Right, you're
Pretty sure
peeing
there's no
underwear
points on
right
the
Wait,
now,
board.
dude.
since
That's
we're
And
what
you're
both
Gyro
Muslims,
telling
we'll
me
just
that
say
you have
that.
an
Since we're
unjustified
both Muslims,
position.
we'll just
I'm
say
asking you
that
for the justification, and you want to deflect.
Islam is best
You're just
explained
gonna
by
go off
virtue
the
ethics,
pace.
vice versa. I think is the best explanation
Why are
personally.
you deflecting,
Get a
Gyro?
moderator. This nigga won't stop
Yo,
Gyro,
shut
yapping.
please
up,
stop.
Haram. You
I,
just want attention,
I
bro.
just told you the answer, hon. I think if you're Muslim, then you
Good
ought
luck.
to be
What
virtue
was the
ethicist.
justification,
At least
moron?
with the
What was
standard
the
account
justification?
of virtue ethicist. Sorry?
What was
Why are
the
you speaking over me?
justification?
Why are you
Why
speaking
are you
over me
speaking
when
to
I'm
me?
giving you the answer?
What was the justification, dipshit?
Dude, you tried to give me, you tried to give me a question, and then when I tried to answer, you
Last
just
You
deflected,
laugh
started
like
over talking to me.
boy, dude, what the
I
fuck?
didn't didn't laugh
dude.
once.
Anyways, I'm
What are
telling
you
you,
talking
what's
about?
the justification, dipshit?
Yeah,
I
I'm
need
saying
seconds.
if you,
What
I
is the
think when you're
justification?
Muslim, I think you're ought to accept your
Shut up.
justice.
What was the
That's what it is.
justification?
That's what it is. I think when
So the
you're Muslim, you ought
justification
to
is
be
what?
about
What's the
justice.
first premise?
If you're Muslim like you and me are, then you ought to accept virtue ethics. That's what I'm saying.
Why is that the case?
It just follows from the Quran.
How does it fall from the Quran that you have to be a virtue ethicist? How does it logically follow? What's the logical
I
logical contradiction in me being a Muslim
yeah.
believing in all the tenets of the Quran and not being a virtue ethicist? Where's the contradiction?
I'm not saying there's any contradiction. I'm just saying that it would just be.
You said it follows.
Which
You
would
said
be
it
more like,
follows.
yeah, yeah,
If it follows, then clearly
I think
would
it's
be the case
subductly
that
true,
it would have
not
to be
logically
constant.
true. It's subductly
You're
true.
not saying it logically follows, so when you say it follows just means
Sorry.
something which is proprietary and is not in conformity to the conventional semantics?
If follows isn't same way, you can say that, but I'm saying that the evidence in Islam just suggests that you should be an virtue ethicist, yeah. Virtue
Okay, so
ethicist.
what evidence in the Quran suggests that the virtue ethics position would be correct?
Okay. So, are you familiar with eudaimonia, first of all?
Answer my question?
Are you,
And yes, I'm familiar with
yeah,
eudaimonia, by the way.
yeah.
Eudaimonia
sure,
is going to be happiness, the highest degree of happiness within indexed to the human community, by the way. It's kind of similar to the Simone Bonham concept in Kantian terminology. Now answer my question. What parts of the Quran
yeah.
establishes your position?
So eudaimonia, so I'm a eudaimonia specifically.
I don't care for a TED
as I
talk
define
with eudaimonia, I
eudaimonia,
care for the justification for the
Can you talk to me, please?
Could you just start attacking the verse in the Quran with
Stop
Why does he keep on deflecting from giving them the justification?
Can you stop where you're talking to me?
We don't need your TED talk.
Okay, no, I need to be clear in the terms that I'm using. So
I needed to stop stuttering.
So what I said was that just because eudaimonia
justification.
just achieves to leaving what's virtuous or might describe as being good. So that's what I mean by eudaimonia. And then
what
in
do
the
you mean
Quran,
for
if you're
something to
familiar
be
with,
virtuous? Stop
yeah,
asking what I'm
just
familiar
described
with
as
and
being
just give
good,
me the
right?
justification, dude.
If you're okay. When I say
You're
virtuous,
just
I just
stuttering
mean
again.
in virtue of being good.
It's all shit rhetoric right there.
You're
Dude,
telling me
lock in
defensively like
and
twice
answer my
laughing.
question.
I just beat the
Lost
fuck out of shit like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you were actually
This guy's
ass,
like
nigga. You
coping
lost
right
to
now.
Hero,
He's
bro. You
cracking up.
suck, nigga.
Wait,
You were scared to give yourself
That's extremely ironic, by the way.
Hold on,
Ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, I'm wrong, bro.
I don't know why we got a moderator.
please.
Notice how Ron keeps
I don't know why we got a moderator. If you're just not gonna.
Yo, Gyro, you was a loser, nigga. On God, nigga. Gyro, you have no money, nigga. You're British for accents here, bro.
We're gonna just
Can you mute us?
formalize.
Gyro, you have one of the worst accents I've ever heard in my life, bro. You fucking suck.
Stop, guys. Stop interrupting.
Bitch.
So we're gonna formalize Gyro's dumb fuck arguments. We're gonna
Haram,
formalize
you're
Gyro's
retarded as
dumb
fuck.
fuck
You're a
arguments.
loser, on God.
We're gonna formalize Gyro's dumb fuck arguments. Okay. So here's the actual argument Gyro is saying here. Premise one: if the Quran is true, then virtue ethics is
Before you
true.
continue, can you just mute Infinity or someone? Like mute
Premise
Infinity.
two:
Mute everyone who's speaking.
the Quran is true. Conclusion: virtue ethics is true. Now, what's the justification for the first premise, dipshit?
All right. Let me formalize this. Sorry.
That's a formalized argument of your position, which is valid, modus ponens. So give the justification for premise one.
Yeah, sure. One sec. Just need to know.
He's stun locked.
I'm getting you the argument.
Muslim questioning
Really
why the Quran is
I'm
true.
literally getting you the
Yo,
evidence.
shut the fuck up, Haram.
No, me and Apollo are both Muslims, so that's why I said to cut him. Yeah.
He's ass. Where's the confidence, Gyro? What's going on,
I have
kiddo?
confidence. You just overthinking. Stop.
You don't have confidence. You're stuttering.
It's ironic. Yeah.
You've been
You're
fumbling. You've
really
been
fake
stumbling.
confidence.
Now,
I've
what's the
studied much less than you.
justification?
What are you talking about? Okay.
Is he lying to himself or something? Infinity just said he studied less than me in this conversation.
Why are you ignoring, bro? I ain't gonna lie, like
more
he's
than one
autistic.
times. What is he talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Fuck. This nigga is booty cheeks, nigga. Yo, get Sync in here, bro. We need like an actual
Alright, yeah.
Fuck up.
Yo,
Holy
where's
shit,
Sync
this
at,
nigga
bro?
Gyro and Apollo are the ones supposed to be debating. God
You
damn.
should be
ain't gonna lie,
going
bro. I
on
don't know
to
who the
be in a
fuck you is, bro.
server
Stop
which
talking.
does not like me, by the way,
I know,
Gyro.
Infinity,
But then
you
there's
got no question.
justification.
Apollo is
Right.
really people
It's
is always
something
really
that's
getting
like
away.
by the way, right now.
Nobody likes
Wait,
you.
so can you mute these people? Wait, do you mute these people? Like, please.
This nigga begging,
Someone
bro.
mute these
This
guys.
nigga begging, bro.
Yeah,
Please,
Moderate. You're gonna get muted.
grown ass man.
And if you unmute yourself, by the way, I'm just gonna strip your premise immediately. So yeah, there you go. You're gonna get muted. I don't know why he keeps on talking in my conversation. Yeah. So what was the justification for the first premise, dipshit? You low-tier scumbag.
Yeah, I think that Islam is best explained through virtue ethics because its moral system just centers on character formation rather than rigid rule formation or rule following. Sorry, or anything
That's
that
compatible with the virtue consequentialist position, dumb fuck. So virtue consequentialist
I'm not done yet.
position, which is
Sorry,
not.
I know your virtue. I know your virtue
not,
or consequential, but I'm
which is not a
not
virtue ethics position. Would equally expect the thing you're talking about, dumb fuck.
Right, but
There's
I'm not done.
good evidence for the virtue ethics position. Oh, you have more Rambit to mention? Okay, go on. Keep on schizophrenic, dumb fuck. We're all ears.
Are you done?
No comebacks. God damn it! I'm like, oh my god, dude. I'm impressed, but just give your justification.
Wait, just to be clear, what's your virtue consequentialist view? Like, how do you actually read virtue consequentialism?
You don't know what virtue consequentialism is?
I do. I'm asking how you read it.
The same way the conventional philosopher would read it, if you know what it's a
Okay.
You don't know what that is?
I
You
said I
don't
don't
know
know
the
how you
conventional
read it.
philosopher.
We already know that you
first
don't read
consequences
philosophy.
definition?
You don't read
I
philosophy.
told you
Every
how
time
it is the case. I don't read philosophy.
Christ.
I don't
Okay,
read
go ahead.
philosophy?
Yeah, you don't read. Oh, you said this multiple times. You don't read
Could you
philosophy.
tell me the conventional definition of virgin consequentialism without using like ChatGPT right now?
I'm asking you the question. Why are you diverging? You can't tell me.
I'm not
What the fuck?
divergent. What are you talking about? I just
No,
told
you are
you.
divergent because I asked you a question. You just reflected the question
Me
back on.
telling you
That's
my
that's
definition of virgin
poster divergent.
consequentialism
You can't be less
identical
divergent, dude.
to the conventional
Are you retarded?
definition of virgin consequentialism should answer your question if you knew what the conventional definition is,
Oh
according
my
to the
fucking god,
literature.
dude. Can you answer the question now? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this
So
guy?
you don't know what the actual answer is. So I'm going to tell you.
No, I do. I don't know if you know because
Take
you're
your
retarded.
pencil
You don't
out.
read philosophy.
Take your notepad out. Don't tell me more. I'm going to blow the fuck out of the conversation, right? So I'm telling you that as it relates to virtue consequentialism, the position is just going to be basically appealing to both virtues and the consequence of a given action to determine the morality of an action. So it's going to be a more complete version of ethics, right? So in the case of what you're talking about, primarily, it would be the case that you could have something like, first of all, the ontology, where your virtues being the primary determiners of the moralistic actions, and then you have another specific certain consequences in which it would be the case that if virtues are not sufficient for determining the ethics of a given action, then you'd have to appeal to the consequences of a given action as a means of determining or for either fixing the moral impasse, the moral dilemma that's going on there. Now that I've answered the question, because you're a dumb fuck who did not know what virtue consequentialism is and tried to pose
What are you
as if you
talking about?
do in
Answer the
fact
question
know what
because
the
I know that
position
you don't
actually
read
is.
philosophy. Don't try
I
to
want
insinuate
you to
that I
answer
don't read
my
philosophy because
question
I know
now.
that you don't
How
read
is it
philosophy.
going to be the case that there's evidence for the first
Like,
premise?
what the hell's wrong
You
with
made
this guy?
there's evidence for the first
Yeah, okay.
premise. What is
Sure,
the
yeah.
evidence? Because you said that the Quran is going to
Okay,
be
just to
the
be
best
clear, you're
explanation of the
curious on
position.
why you're curious on why Islam is incompatible with virtue consequentialism, right? Is that what you're asking me?
No shit,
Because
dumb fuck.
although it values good
Yeah, of course I'm asking the
although it
question.
values good
Of course I'm
outcomes, it
asking the
doesn't treat them as
question.
equal to
What's
virtue
the
in determining moral
justification for the
growth,
first
right?
premise?
Oh my god, I just told
Do
you.
you think you have, do you think you
Has to
do you think
be
you
It isn't
probabilistic
compatible with
evidence?
virtue
Do you think
consequentialism.
you
Try
have
again. Open your
probabilistic
fat
evidence
ears.
for the first
Open your
premise?
fat ears, retard. I'm
OPG
gonna
fake ears
I'm gonna
retard.
try to
OPG
give you
fake ears
evidence from the
retard.
Quran or the Hadith.
OPG
So
fake ears
try to
retard.
take
Lock and dumb fuck. I'm telling you
It
right
isn't
now.
compatible with virtue
Is it the case that you have
consequentialism because it
probabilistic
values good
evidence or
outcomes. It doesn't treat
non-probabilistic
them
evidence
as
for the
equal
first
to
premise?
virtue in determining moral worth. That's what I'm saying.
So
Do you
is that
take that
probabilistic evidence for the proposition?
consequentialism? Oh, sorry,
Answer the question,
consequences
yes or
rather.
no? Answer the question. Is it probabilistic evidence for the proposition?
I don't know why the question is relevant.
You don't
I
know
guess so,
what
yeah.
evidence actually is? You don't think it is relevant for me to question the nature of the evidence you're given in the conversation, dumb fuck? You don't
I'm
think
not
that's
sure why
relevant?
it being probabilistic is relevant.
You're
To
not
that.
sure
Obviously, I'm giving
why.
you sort of
What are you not
abductive
sure about,
argument.
retard?
Telling you that from the Quran, I think
You're
you
given
can
an
get this.
abductive argument. So what specific
Yeah.
abductive virtue are you utilizing for the justification of the first premise? And why would that be evidence?
Explanatory power, specifically adequacy.
Why is explanatory power evidence for propositions?
Evidence because when you, oh my god, propositions tend to try to explain evidence. When you can't explain
Do you
evidence,
hold to a
then
Bayesian model of
you
evidence
just
or a
fail.
non-Bayesian model of evidence? What's your kind of justification? Or like an Ayn Rand objectivist about
I'm a
justification?
Bayesian. I'm a
Or like
Bayesian
a
about
Bayesian?
justification.
Wait, hold on. Do you even know what these terms mean? By the way, just being a dumb fuck reacher
I'm a
again, right?
Bayesian
Because you're
about
saying that this is
justification.
evidence.
I can
What's
take to
your
either
kind of
objective
evidence
or
in this
subjective.
conversation?
I
Why are you
can take to
dodging
either
so much?
objective
Why
or
are you dodging
subjective
so much?
Bayesian,
Answer the
but I'm
question.
a
What's your
Bayesian
kind
about
of
justification.
evidence? What's your kind of
I just told
evidence
you
in this
I'm a
conversation?
Bayesian about evidence. Bayesian about
Okay, so you're Bayesian. Okay, gosh, cool. So you're
yeah, right.
Bayesian about evidence. So that means
We're
you
both
believe
Bayesian,
that if
yes.
something is evidence for a given proposition, if and only if the conditional probability of that data existence, given the proposition, would be about 0.5, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so why would it be the case that explanatory power would be the type of thing which impacts the probability of a given proposition in a positive manner?
I just told you because propositions tend to try to account for evidence. When you can't, then the proposition just fails in that sense.
Propositions try to account for evidence.
Or
That's
more
your
so, I guess you could just say that
justification.
propositions tend to
Hold on, I'm
they
writing
try
down
to
the
account for
argument. So
data, right? When you
propositions
can't
try to
account for
account for
data, or
evidence.
you can't actually achieve the goal that you're trying to, then it's just
Explanatory power is evidence. That's your argument
it's
right
just
there,
trivially
retard?
true. It's trivially
It's
true.
just trivially true.
I don't know why you're doing the voice. I don't know why you're
You
doing
think
the
it is true
voice.
by
I don't know why you're doing the
definition?
voice.
What does it mean for something to be trivially true, retard?
Wait, if you think that propositions
Don't dodge. What does
are,
it mean for something to be
sorry.
trivially true? What does it mean? What does that mean right now?
Most of the time it's used as just analytic truth.
I'm talking about in this case. What does it mean when you're saying that it's trivially true right now?
I would think it's true analytically as well, yeah.
You think it is true?
Maybe
analytically?
maybe
That's
analytically not a
problem,
virtue of
retard.
some given property, but I think it would just follow, yeah.
You
Hold on,
understand
just be
that
clear,
being true in virtue of given property that's compatible with non-trivial facts, dumb fuck. So you have to clarify the definition right
Oh,
now.
here it is, yeah.
So
Wait, sorry,
again,
do you think that propositions
I'm
tend
going to give you
to?
another
Do you think
chance. Don't
propositions
deflect,
are?
deflect.
Do you
I
think
need to
propositions
deflect
are
again
reflect one
because
another?
he's a moron. So I'm going to ask you one more time. I'm going to give you
Because
another
the point
chance.
of evidence is reflect on sort of data.
What is your definition?
When you fail to, when you fail to reflect
What
on
is
data,
your
then surely you
definition
fail,
for
right?
what it means for something to
That's
be
the point.
trivially true, retard? The first definition is
I
given
told you
something
that
to be
5
true
minutes
with
ago,
some property.
retard. I told you that 5 minutes
The
ago.
first definition was used. It wasn't 5 minutes ago. It was actually. Like
I'm just gonna start.
You're stupid. So you said the definition for what it means for something to be trivially true is for it to be true given some property. That definition is compatible with non-trivial facts, retard.
Okay, ramble fast. That's
That means it would not be a proper definition of terminology.
When I'm talking to you about it being trivially true, then you just tell me that, okay, well, here's the definition of something being trivially true, and then it doesn't fit that definition, but just tell me anything.
Hold on, back up, back up. Let's stay on track. Definition of
I'm in Jamaica. I make $2 per hour. Back
Why
up.
is this
Back up.
retard talking over me? Who is this retard?
That's
He's
so
like
ironic.
coping right now. So anyways, I'm
That's so
asking you right
ironic,
now. What is the
Okay, go ahead.
definition for trivial facts? Stop dodging, stop deflecting, stop prevaricating.
I just told you that 2 minutes ago. What the hell?
Your definition was you saying it's true
wrong with
given
this
some
guy?
property. No, I'm
Oh my
telling you
God.
that definition is
Okay,
compatible with things which are not trivial facts, retard. So it would not be a good definition.
That's in
And you
question,
tell the
dude.
contradiction.
Okay, retarded. Yeah.
You haven't even answered my question.
Okay, Paul, I have actually. I told you within the recording. Do you want me to repeat it?
Your definition, you agree the definition is compatible with things which are not trivial facts. So it's not a good definition.
I don't. You fucking retard. Oh my
Yes,
God.
you did. You
No.
said okay. That's you acknowledge it. And
I
agree
said
that
it's a ramble fest. I said okay. I acknowledge that you said it. I don't agree
What
with
was
that.
my
What the
reason
hell?
against your definition, retard?
Do you not remember it? What the hell? You forgot what you said
You
yourself.
remember? Yeah, like he's
I just
dodging
thought-
again.
wait,
Should've
what
been
is wrong with this
obfuscated.
guy?
Should have rhetorically posture to
Dude,
cope with the
you're
very
so
fact he doesn't
sick.
even remember
Oh my
the
God.
objection. He doesn't even remember
Okay,
the objection.
Paul, I gave you the
Right?
reason for us why I don't think that if you're a Muslim,
So you
then
said
you
this is the case that it is
properly
surely
account for
true.
virtue ethics.
You said that this
or
is surely true. Hold
virtue
on, you said that it's
consequentialism
surely
rather than
true.
virtue ethics. I
This
think that
is the
virtue ethics
proposition. You
accounts
said that
better
it's
for Islam.
surely
Right, that's
true.
what I said.
You said it is surely
You want me to
true
repeat
that
as well, or
it
you're
is
gonna
the
keep
case.
speaking over me?
You said
Because
it is
everyone else
surely
heard but
true
you
that
because
it
you
is
just
the
you try to always
that
speak me, but then you might just slow the man.
explanatory power would be
You can't
evidence
speak
for
as
the
well as me either.
proposition. What is the first premise of the justification for that proposition?
I just told you like 10 minutes ago, dude.
No, it didn't.
So-
This is a new question, retard.
You're
The new
so
question is, what's the evidence why this
Paul, do you want to
true
conclude?
this
I told you
retard?
that like
He's
10
not
minutes ago.
trying.
I might have
He
sneaked
should
it in
have
or something,
boxing right
but
now.
yeah.
He should have boxing right now. He doesn't even know what point
He
he's
should have
even in
boxing right now. He should have boxing. That's not how you
You
stress
made
the
the
word. It's
claim
not
that
the stress.
explanatory
The stress
power
is not
is
a
trivially evidence for a
boxing.
proposition. No, I'm
Shout
asking
out
you right
boxing.
now. No, I'm asking you right now. Do you believe it is the case
Good.
that there is in fact a good argument for this proposition? If so, give me the good argument.
Oh my God. I answered this.
Watch how he's not going to give the argument. He's going to say that he
I
did give
gave
the argument.
you, wait, you formalized the argument for me. I gave you the argument for the first.
No,
one.
that's a different point, retard. You're so
If you want to
stupid.
conclude now, then we
First
can conclude. I
argument
can
which was being
get into my reason
formalized.
for
The first argument which was being
Finally,
formalized
conclusion,
was not
bro.
about the conclusion, which is what you're talking about currently, about the explanatory power.
Sorry?
So that's irrelevant. The first argument that you're talking about, which was being formalized by me, because you can formalize arguments because you're a dumb fuck, that was not about the explanatory power, retard.
So ironic, dude.
This is a new point. You didn't even track the point, right?
Dude, this is totally irrelevant. I gave you the argument for the first formalized
Yeah, you're a
formalized.
dumb fuck.
What
No
are
one's
you
the
doing?
question,
This is so
retard.
embarrassing for you.
Actually,
Formalized
you should be
argument. I gave you the
laughing
argument for
like
the
this
first premise,
conversation.
and then
I'm gonna ask you
you,
one
you
more time,
started
what's gonna be the
you started going on a random meta about explanatory power,
Random
which I know
meta
that
is
you always do
random
because
is
you don't actually debate anything. You don't actually
random
know
is
anything about the
investigate your
debate.
position.
I told you why I think that explanatory power is a virtue.
position about
And then we
ethics.
can
What are
just
you
move on.
talking
If
about?
you don't think that, I
How
think
is
that.
it random meta
If
for
you
me to
don't think that
investigate your
explanatory power is a
position
virtue,
about
then move on.
How is it random meta? I'm investigating your justification.
I know that you think that you're
for
investigating
system.
something.
How is that
You're being a pedophile.
How is that random meta? How is
How's that random meta?
Tell
How's
me.
that random?
Repeating my question, then answer my
It has
question.
nothing to
dumb
do with
fuck. Answer
abortion.
my question now.
Dude,
Repeating my
seriously.
question is not going to be
It has
responsive.
nothing to do with abortion. It's
How
my
is it
system,
random meta?
which I guess
Tell
you
me.
could say that
Tell me.
correlates to our
Tell
topic,
me.
but
You said
that's
this
totally
random meta would
irrelevant.
be
That's not what I'm
investigation
talking
into your
about.
objective.
That's what I'm saying. It's a random meta. That's what you always do as well. You're like, oh, why is money probability raising? Oh, why is this probability raising? Why is this or that?
Notice
Like,
how
you just
do
try to
everything
catch
but
yourself off
actual
guard, which is being
response to
retarded.
questions, which is
Retarded
relevant to
questions.
the
Why is expensive
conversation.
power? Are you insane in the fucking brain? Are you insane in the fucking brain?
He's a low tier. He's a low tier
That's so retarded,
scumbag,
dude.
unqualified moron.
That's
Think this is a
dude.
dipshit debater who can't even stay on point. So
Okay, do you
now
wanna
I'm
move
going to ask you one
on?
more
Do you wanna
time for the justification
move
for
on,
the
retard?
proposition. He's going
Do
to
you wanna
dodge
move on,
me.
retard?
What
Do you wanna
is
move
the
on, retard?
justification for the
Do
proposition?
you want to move on, retard? Do you want to move on, retard?
You want to move on without proving your claims?
Yeah, I proved it.
Yeah,
That
you want to move on without proving your
go,
claims? Yeah,
retard.
that's your answer to my
I
question.
moved it
Yeah.
on. I
You want
moved
to
it on,
move
yeah.
on without
You
proving your
could have moved gone
That's your
before,
answer,
but I guess you
Boston?
just want to keep
That's
voice
your answer,
because you already
Boston?
thought, yeah.
Yeah. That's you openly agreeing that you do
Oh
not have
my
justification.
god, this guy's
Okay,
so autistic.
so you don't have
Okay,
justification.
hold on.
You don't have justification from
Apollo.
the actual position. You don't have justification from the actual position that expenditure approach trivially evidence, correct?
Chris, I answered this already 3 times.
Do you think it is mathematically verified?
Why do you keep talking about triviality? I don't care about it being trivial or not. If it is trivial, then sure, I guess.
Wait, so you're dropping the point?
I gave you an evidential
now?
order.
You're dropping the point now?
Chris, you're so retarded.
You're dropping the point now?
Do move on.
Wait, but that's your claim, which is essential to your
No, it's irrelevant to my claim whether it's trivial or not.
So it does not matter what justification is because that was your justification, retard.
Hold on, I think. What do you think we're talking about?
We're talking about whether or not expenditure part is evidence, retard. You're saying that it does not matter if it is trivially sure that it is evidence after using that.
Yeah, it can be not trivial evidence. I still give you a reason for us to why it's evidence. If you don't formulate it as being trivial or not.
You're now saying it would be the case that it is not evidence for the problem.
Oh my god, like you never debate the actual substance. Please debate me on abortion.
You don't think there's actual substance for me to get on the point?
Nobody likes listening to you for a reason. Nobody likes you either. The only people who were citing you in chat today was because they might like you less than they like you.
Are you
That's the only reason. Nobody actually likes you, retard.
Nobody actually likes you. No one cares about your personal
attacks. I speak much better English than you. I'm trying to mock you. You don't actually speak English. It's your fucking native language. I'm not native with English. I'm not native with English. I speak much better than you. How does that happen?
Because when you go off into a
That's alignment.
One more time, and now it's trying to do
Take a deep breath in. Out. In.
And I'm going to ask you one more time. How are you going to be making the claim that you do not care if it is trivially true, this evidence, while using
you want me to prove that I do not care that it's trivially true? That's what you want me to prove? Are you retarded? Is that what you said?
How are you going to say that
is what you just said that you don't
what you're using for evidence is not something which matters?
Prove that you don't care that it's truly true? You're
still aping out right now. You can't even answer the question.
That's so ironic. That's extremely ironic. Yeah.
You just said it does not matter. You said your own premise does not matter, retard. You're so stupid.
Okay, well, the one. You're so autistic.
You want to move on from the point getting bullied on right now?
Chris, you're so dumb. Just dog shit.
Holy shit, dude. This guy's dog shit.
Yes.
Okay, so either way.
Do you want to move on?
I'm gonna see so now you drop the point.
I gave you the reason to accept.
So hold on. So we're still on the point of normative ethics because you're making the claim that abortion is going to be something which is not morally justified, generally speaking. Which of course presupposes virtue ethics, which presupposes some evidence for that position. Which, by the way, the evidence given for the position regarding the virtuous nature of the Quran, that specific thing was equally expected under virtue consequential.
Okay, we just move on past the second word.
So now you don't have good justification.
Because I think that if you're virtue ethicist, then I think it's going to be wrong to kill people.
Let's move on to the second question.
If it's wrong to kill people, then I just fail to see the relation between fetuses and people. That's the reason. That's the argument.
Let's move on to the second question.
Let's move on to the second question. You speak like a fucking roller coaster, bitch. Simmer down. Simmer fucking down. You're being a barbarian ape.
Now we're gonna move on to the second question. Given virtue ethics being true, why would it be the case? Why would it be the case that abortion is morally unjustified given virtue ethics?
Abortion is
He's not even answering the question. He's just dodging again. He's just imitating the rhetoric.
Okay, do you agree that it's virtuous to not kill people?
Generally speaking?
Yeah. Do you agree that it's virtuous not to kill people?
What's your kind of people in this context?
Persons. That's a good one. Let me get
Okay, so do you think fetuses are persons?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
What's your kind of personal identity, retard?
It's not a claim of personal identity, just a claim of personhood. Those are different.
That would actually be something which falls under personal identity. You have different accounts of personal identity. So that's a blunder. That's a blunder.
I'm not giving you a metaphysical claim.
That's a blunder.
I'm not giving you a metaphysical claim.
Blunder.
The reason I'm saying it's not personal identity is because I'm not making a metaphysical claim. When you talk about when you talk about personal identity,
take your time, retard. Take your time, retard. What's your kind of person?
Can you speak me, please?
You're dodging again because you don't want to answer the question.
Yeah.
He's not even answering. What's your kind of person? What are the
I'm about to give you. I'm looking for it. I don't want to mess it up. Yeah.
You're looking for.
Yeah. So I would propose. I would write it down. Everything. So I propose the person is an individual substance that is subject to the norm of ready rationality. That's what I'm saying. I think it's the best. Is the epistemically strongest definition of person.
Individual substance.
Is the individual substance that is subject to the norm of ready rationality, such as me and you are ready.
The normal what rationality? You're trying to real words. Retard. Pronounce your
ready rationality. Ready rationality. I have to break it down for you because you can't
it's the
fucking listen
subject.
with your fat
No,
fucking
breaking
black
down
ears,
is
nigga.
about if you've been a trash fucking speaker and you've been a trash rhetorician. So now
So
we have
ironic.
individual
Nobody likes
substance
this. Nobody
subject
likes this
to
guy.
the normal
Nobody likes this
ready
speak.
rationality.
Did someone make a
So
poll on if
just to
Apollo's
be clear on
good?
this, you can't even talk about how I speak
Someone make a
because
poll on this guy.
you're studying a lot more than I'm doing in this conversation. So what is your kind of rationality, retard?
Rationality. Hold on a sec. I'll get it. Rationality.
He's not even.
I mean, I gave you an example. Yeah, I feel like that should be a pretty.
He's not even
sufficient, I guess not.
the conversation. Like it's
You want me to just give you a random
notepad.
definition that you
His
retarded?
notepad Apollo to defeat Apollo. That's crazy, dude.
No, I have things written down because I actually read philosophy unlike you.
Hey, you don't read philosophy, dude. Shut the fuck up.
That's ironic, yeah. Cheers. Yeah, you
should
couldn't
first
define your
admit
own
he's
view
not
for 5
relevant
minutes
to
straight.
person,
You're
dude. You're
fucking
retarded.
Don't ever talk to me.
You think you're retarded. You think you're retarded. You think you're retarded.
Let's get out of the SCP page.
That's so funny.
Fucking hell, dude.
He's doing everything but actually get the conditions, by the way.
No, I just need to be clear on what rational actually means. It's a good question.
You don't know what the terms you're using for your definition means.
No, dude, I'm gonna give you a firm
You just
definition.
need to get clear on it, so clearly you don't know what it means.
Yeah, clear to make it.
Are you
clear for
fucking
you? Are you
stupid?
retarded?
You say
Guys,
you're not clear on something, but you don't understand what it means, retard. Yes, that's the
just a
same
rational
thing.
definition.
What are you talking about?
Insofar to respond appropriately to one. Oh yeah, it's just the ability to respond appropriately to one's evidence. That's what I take to be rational. Yes. So, for
The
example, me and you are
ability to
rational agents.
respond to what? Sorry.
Respond appropriately or form beliefs in response to evidence or accordance to evidence.
Appropriately. That's how it's pronounced, retard. Appropriately.
That's
To
not
what? Sorry.
definition. So it's gonna be just a dependence. It's gonna be a relation between evidence and the thinker. Right?
Start over again. Start
Yeah,
over
yeah,
again,
just
retard. Let's
focus,
try
yeah.
again. Try again. Come on. Come on. I believe in you, son.
Yeah,
I believe in
okay.
you, son. Try again.
Okay, cheers. What I said was that rationality would just
Try
be
again.
the
Start over the sentence. No.
ability
Start over the
form
sentence.
belief
Don't stutter.
appropriately
Start
in
over again.
response to evidence.
Start
That's what
over
I said.
again. You stuttered. Start over again. Let's try again. Come on. I
stutter
believe in you,
once.
son.
Not here. Not in the last sentence. Do you want to hear it again?
I
Just
wouldn't heard you stutter.
Okay, nobody heard me? Yeah,
Okay,
it's just the
so
ability
what's
to
the
respond
account of
appropriately
rationality?
to evidence,
Try
right? That's what I said. So if you're a
Okay,
rational
cool.
agent, that
Do you
just means
think?
that
Do you think it is the case?
is the ability to
Do you
respond
think it is
approprially,
the case?
right?
I have a
to
question for you,
evidence.
dumb fuck. Do you think
Okay, tell me.
toddlers? Do you think toddlers have the ability to respond appropriately to the evidence?
No, that's not what I said. They're subject to be able to actually respond to evidence or be rational.
But
That's
you
what I
just
said.
said they don't have the
There's-
ability to respond.
There's some sort of right. There's
So that
subject. when I
means
say
so that
subject,
means
I
it
just
is
mean
not the
that-
case that toddlers are
Right, I need to be
persons
clear. That's
in
actually this is a major point in the argument. This is a
You're a
major point in the
fucking
argument.
retard.
This is
You
a
just
major
said
point in the
this is
argument.
the case that they don't have.
They don't have the ready ability, but that's the point. I'm not saying that it's the ready ability to actually form rationality. There's a subject that's prescribed. There's
Your
a norm that's
definition of
prescribed to
person
be
is
able
the
to
individual
form,
substance
or to be able
subject
to be
to
rational.
normal
Right?
ready rationality.
I'm
So if
gonna
you
give you an example.
don't
For
have the
example,
ready ability,
well,
then you're
bro,
good. You're
you
not
can't
person.
you can't
Your
talk to me if you just
definition.
keep over speaking me. Stop.
You're gonna
Please,
keep on
please
rambling and
keep
not even
over speaking
attack the points.
me. No, I'm gonna give you an example.
If
so
you
you
paid
can get it.
attention to your own
When I say norm, I just mean that
persons until fetus is
when I
not
say
the
norm
person.
says, hold on, this norm is basically it's just it's just a normative based description of what a personhood is or what personhood is. That's what I'm saying. So when I
Do
say
you
that, then
understand
I
how
say
your
that the
definition
norm
of
says
persons
humans
rules
ought
out
to have
fetuses being
mature
persons?
rational. They ought to do that. So lacking them through like let's say maturity, defect, or damages.
This is your definition of what it means for something to be a person.
Like for example,
You
you can
said
say
the person
that
is an
a
individual substance
woodpecker, a wingless
subject
woodpecker is not. It's still a
to
woodpecker,
the
right?
normal
Because it's
ready
woodpecker relative
rationality.
to that species norm.
And
But then a
rationality is
wingless
just the
turtle is not a
ability to
defective
respond
turtle.
appropriately to the
Because why?
evidence.
Because
You said
it doesn't have
toddlers
it
do
doesn't
not
have the norm
possess this
prescribed to
ability,
have wings.
so
That's
by
what I'm
your
saying.
own definition, they're not persons.
You're so autistic,
That's a
dude.
contradiction.
It's a norm. It's prescribed to them. You're retarded. I'm not saying they're readily available.
You understand
Christ.
that the first definition was
I
not
beat the fuck
invoking
out of
normative
Infinity. Stop saying that,
concepts,
please.
so now you're just
Thank you.
changing the definition because you got fucked up at the first point?
I'm not. I just told you. Okay, let me repeat the definition. A
You just
person
told me
is
the
an
new
individual
definition. The first
substance
definition
that
was
is subject to the norm. The norm.
That
Or
was
ready
what he said.
rationality.
The first definition was
That's
the
what I
individual
said. Yes.
substance
You want to go back into the? That's what I said.
subject to the normal ready rationality.
Someone,
That was the
someone has to
point.
be recording this.
That was
Someone
the
go back into
definition.
the.
I have the
This was
definition
5 minutes
written
ago.
down.
I said this verbatim.
You said that
That's what I said verbatim.
the
Yeah.
person is going to be the individual substance
You're so autistic.
subject to the
Oh my
normal
god,
ready
you're so
rationality.
fucking dumb,
That's not the
bitch.
same as
Oh
you
my
saying
god.
norms. That's a blunder. I have the definition
I'm
written
gonna
down
cry.
right now, retard. And it's on the
Then you just
recording.
didn't track. You just didn't track.
You
You want
just
to go back to
retried.
that?
No, I tracked your point. You just
can't
off
track.
track with your own definition, retard.
Okay, I'm gonna say it one more time, okay? A person is an individual substance that is subject to the normal red rationality. I said this verbatim 3 times now. If you fail to try this, your issue. It's not my issue. Fucking retard.
Do you need the Dallas-School GPS for the conversation?
That's so unfunny. Please shut your fucking mouth, bitch.
Because
Holy
clearly,
shit,
you
you're
didn't in fact have the
clearly
tracking of the sun. You realize the first definition
like,
contradicts your
who
claim.
finds being a fucking
First definition
esoteric
does.
retard, over-cocky retard being a feeling?
Esoteric
Like, it's so
retard. You're not
retarded.
even convincing right now. You look like dog shit on the rhetoric.
It's so random. Let's make the play
dog shit on the rhetoric. Now I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you understand, given the first definition, there's no normativity involved? Because the first definition, word for word, is what you said, which is the individual substance subject to the normal rationality. You can invoke rationality to a non-normal concept.
Have good rhetoric.
He's making the point instead of responding to the point. So the moron.
No, because I responded already. You just didn't listen.
He didn't even respond to the argument. I was pulling up the points. The typical wheelchair debater. Are you going to respond to the points now?
I responded. If you just fail to track, then it's fine. We can just move on from here. Just lose.
Instead of actually giving any justification.
You've been trying to posture this whole time. Unfortunately, you're rhetorically 5-4.
I'm trying to posture this whole time. Well, the projection. One more time. I want to tell you one more time.
Okay, go ahead.
So given your current definition, which is different from the first definition,
oh my God,
why would it be the case that fetuses are persons?
Because they're human substance.
Why is them being human substance sufficient for them to be persons, given your definition?
Hold on. You prescribe
your definition, retard?
Being... No, that's not what I said.
I'm not saying that's what you said.
So the best explanation to the best explanation to why things are persons is because they have normative possession of personhood. So that's why I quoted
normative possession.
If that's true, then when these two things are the same type of substance, when these two things are the same type of organism, when you prescribe the norm, that's why I said when you prescribe the norm. I just answered the question. When you prescribe the norm, bitch. Holy shit! When you prescribe the norm, prescribe the norm. Prescribe a norm. Prescribe a norm.
Crashing out. Relax.
Prescribe the norm.
Calm down. Stop screaming at the top of
You're
your
so
lungs.
dumb.
Relax.
Okay.
You're losing your composure. No. Repeat this.
Pressure not.
Okay. Deep breath.
You just calm down, retard.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I can't hold myself when I talk to retards.
Yeah, apologize, retard. Like a good
when it says, yeah, I'm so sorry for being so impolite.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
What I'm saying is that. No, I wasn't trying to loud mic. I was genuinely just concerned with this guy. Yeah. But
I didn't see the so you were whisper screaming.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Regardless, what I'm saying. What do you ask me again?
You forgot the question. So I'm asking you.
Yeah, I forgot.
Why would it be the case? Yeah, I'm asking you regarding prescribed norms. Okay, what's the analysis of prescribed norms with respect to you believing that the human substance is a sufficient condition for the kind of person given your conceptual scheme?
Right. I'm not saying like I'm not giving like a logical
the question
right?
Again, retard. Do I have to repeat the question?
I don't know what you're asking me. Like I don't know why you're asking for like.
I don't know why you're stuttering so much. It's almost as if.
Do you want an argument? Because I'm not going to give you an argument. I'm going to tell you why I think that is the best.
You're not going to give me an argument? Like how?
Because you just trivially follow that. If you're that type of substance, then you just prescribe that sort of norm. Yeah.
Why?
That would be based on the definition.
What's the evidence for that claim?
Because you say a thing is a thing is a person. Given that is subject to the norm of ready rationality. That's the definition, right? So when the fetus is subscribed to that type of thing, then trivially would be a person. That's why it's trivially true.
Why does rationality necessarily entail normativity?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that personhood would be depending on you getting. That's not what I'm saying. That's what?
You're saying that it is trivially true.
The condition is not to have rationality. Nor is the condition saying that rationality would entail normativity. I'm saying that the norm would be to have a steady rationality. It's like saying a turtle has like a shell or something like that. That's a norm. Just a norm, literally. It's not hard.
Firstly, no one understood what the fuck you just said. That was Mongolian.
It's a norm, retard. Holy shit. It's like, bro, okay. That's why you have like defects or defective people or anything along those lines. Like a wingless woodpecker is still a woodpecker. That's what I'm saying. Is that clear?
That doesn't prove it trivially follows.
When you ask me,
you being a human substance that you are in fact a person.
I'm saying it's a type of thing, right? So I'm saying that if you're that type of thing, then it would follow that you would be a person.
If you're what type of thing? What type of thing? What type of thing?
A human substance.
That's the claim which is in question. Why would that be the case? It trivially follows.
Dude, we prescribe. Oh my god! If we prescribe personhood to humans, and then we know that we prescribe.
Why should you prescribe personhood to humans? Why should
You
we
don't think that
prescribe
humans are
personal
persons?
to humans
You
necessarily?
don't think that humans are persons? I'm not
That
saying it's
doesn't answer my
necessary. I'm saying that
question. I'm
it's
asking for
language. It's a
justification.
language thing. I'm saying that
You
no one knows
understand
what
if
we
we're
do.
going to be baking this in the definition of the beast and it's necessarily true, retard?
It's
You're
necessary
saying given
to
the
the word prescribed.
definition,
Yeah,
you'd be
sure, I guess.
prescribing personal to
But
human
that's not what I'm saying.
substance.
I'm saying that I'm not.
You said
Okay.
that
Do you think
human
that humans
substance
are
is a
persons? Yes or
sufficient
no?
condition for persons.
Do you think that humans are persons? Yes or no?
You're
Do you
deflecting
think that
again.
people
You're
are
deflecting.
persons?
You're
Yes or no?
deflecting again with the dumb
No, I'm
fuck.
not
You're
deflecting
You
anything. This
said
is
you're
relevant.
deflecting again.
This is
You said
relevant.
human
Do you not
substance.
think that people
Let's
are
stay on
persons?
track. You said human substance is a sufficient condition.
What is
You
wrong
said
with
this is a
this guy?
sufficient
Anyway.
condition for it to be the case that someone will be a person. So that means you believe it necessarily follows, retard. So now you're agreeing it does not necessarily.
Dude, oh
follow.
my
It's a
god, I'm
contradiction.
saying that when we prescribe that sort of norm to this type of thing, then when you prescribe it to that type of thing, then it would follow that they would also prescribe to a fetus as well. That's what I'm saying.
But that doesn't prove that
Exactly.
it would be the case that we're justified in prescribing this norm to a fetus, which would make it a person given your definition. Which is I'm asking for the justification, dumb fuck.
Sorry,
He's
I
lost.
just answered the question.
You're stun locked. You're
I just
trash.
answered the
You're
question.
not
The question is
for this
irrelevant.
conversation.
The question
You
is irrelevant.
You don't think
I
this is
told,
relevant.
I told you the reason
Why you're
when
justified
there's no
in
when there seems to
believing
be no
that we
relevant
should
difference between a
prescribe
fetus and a
norms to
person in
fetuses to
substance, and I
make
can
them
actually prove to
persons.
you why a
Do you
fetus is a human
understand that the
organism.
claim you're
And
making
when you
is that
seem to
fetuses are
prescribe
necessarily
people being
persons?
persons
Do you
to
understand
humans,
that it
then it
is the
seems to
case?
follow that fetus
Yes
is
or no?
also
Are you
persons.
making
You
the
read
claim?
it
Yes or
more.
no? I want the yes
Fucking
or no to
retard
the
bitch.
question. I want a
Degenerate
yes or
retard.
no. I want
You're
a
about to be
yes or no.
homeless
Is
in
it
a
the
year.
case? Is it the case that fetuses, given your perspective,
Christ, I'm so
are
retarded.
necessarily persons? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Fetuses are necessary, bro. Oh my god. From
Yes
the
or no?
definition itself, no.
Yes or no?
But I'm saying that if you
no?
ascribe the norm of if you ascribe the norm of being a person to humans,
Was
then I'm
it a
saying
yes
it
or no to my
follow.
question?
Because there's
Was
no
it a yes or
relevant
no?
difference between
Was it a
humans
yes or
and
no?
fetuses.
Was it a yes or
You
no?
can't like name the trait thing.
Yes or no? Are you making this
There's
claim?
no
Yes or
humans are
no?
not baked into the definition. I'm saying that if you apply to one type of thing, then
It was baked
trivially
into the
that type of
definition,
thing would
actually.
be
You said,
universally a person.
I have the definition written down. You said specifically, after giving the definition of personhood or the account of personhood, you said specifically that what determines personhood was a sufficient condition for personhood is human substance. It's on the recording. So if it is a
Given
sufficient
that type of
condition,
thing,
you have
yes,
to believe that it
I'm saying this type
necessarily
of thing in the
follows.
definition. Hold on, I'll actually just write the definition out. Sorry.
Okay,
Here's
so
the
you're going to
definition
change
of
the
it.
definition of the fourth time of the conversation because you're
I'm not
retarded,
changing
you're
anything. I'm gonna
dumb
send it in chat so it's
You're
clear for
changing the
everyone.
definition.
Here's the
like you did
definition.
the
Hold on.
entire
Here's the definition.
conversation.
Here's the definition.
Here's the
I'm
new
gonna make it
definition you
clear.
said?
Here's the definition I've been saying for the last 20 minutes, retard. Here's the definition, right? So what I'm saying is that if you describe personhood to a type of thing, then it would surely follow that that type of thing is a person. When a fetus is the same type of thing
I can't
as an
even see your
adult human
definition
being,
of the chat right now. We're posting the definition.
it's in chat, yeah. When a fetus is that type of thing, or it's a human organism, then would have to prescribe.
Is it in the
normativity
voice
to that type of
chat
thing, or at least
or
it's gonna be
the
probabilistic.
general chat?
Is it in voice chat? It's in the general chat. Do you want me to send it again?
I don't see it in the general chat because people just spamming stuff in the general chat.
Okay.
You can just
Retarded, so-
post it in my DMs or something. That's fine.
No, I'll post it again because I want everyone to see how retarded you are. That's a nice offer though. Can someone time focus something by the way? Like his bot has been on for like 10 hours.
That's a faggot ass nigga.
Yeah, I'm sorry, boss. Anyways,
I better say sorry, bitch.
yes, boss, you owe me. Anyways,
no, bitch.
Yo, shut the fuck up, Focus. Shut the
So,
fuck
hold
up,
on,
bitch.
hold on. Let's
Who
stop.
the
Let's stop
fuck?
it interrupting.
Hold on.
Stop,
First
stop,
of all,
hold on.
who the fuck is that guy? Who just said that?
Yeah,
Wait,
it's your daddy,
Poochie,
bitch.
hold on
Now
a
you're gonna
second.
get server muted.
Not Poochie, sorry. Focus. I want you to stop for a second. I want to focus on the actual question. You're saying that it is the case, so let's just go over the definitions, right? Let's go over the definitions right now, because I'm going to write down, I'm going to type out the definitions, right? So, the definition you're given for what it means for someone to be a...
I got it off you.
Who's the person talking?
It's written out, but it's
I
in the
don't see the
screenshot. Look,
definition
you don't
in
need.
chat. I still don't see
Look,
the
you don't need to
definition.
write anything out. Look, it's right here.
I'm going to be writing it out because you've been lying about your definition the entire time.
Oh my god. Okay, don't conclude.
Why is he crashing out again? Just calm down, dude. It's not retarded.
It's impossible
Just
to talk to you.
relax.
You're a bit too retarded.
Relax,
Like I can't
Padawan,
put into words
relax.
how retarded you are.
Relax.
Please.
Okay, so
Holy
now
shit,
that
what's wrong
you're
with this guy?
calm, take a deep breath. So these the definition. This is your
Yeah,
definition,
Bonnie,
right?
my
So
collectively
a
horrible,
person is an individual substance that is subject to the norm of right irrationality. Now, given that definition, why is it the case that fetuses are persons?
They're human organisms, like I said 20 minutes ago.
So you
There's
think
no
it follows
relevant-
from them being a
I
human
don't think there's-
organism that
I don't
they
think
are
there's a. Hold on,
persons?
let me just reformulate that.
But then
Let me
you did.
reformulate that.
You said a while
I
ago
don't
that
think
you
there's
do
a
not believe
relevant
it
trait
follows.
difference between a fetus and a person. That's what I'm saying. Or not a person, sorry, that sounded circular. A fetus
You
and an
not
adult
believing
human
that
or like a
there's
child.
not a relevant trait difference proves that it is the case that they are persons? How does that?
Well, Yeah, I
What's
think
your
if you
lack
want to say
of
that
belief on
fetuses
being
are
a
not
relevant trait
persons,
difference?
if you agree to that
Proof of the
definition, you'd have to say
proposition.
that there's like a
So
trait
you're
difference.
saying,
Otherwise, you just have to say that
so you're basically
it's
saying
either
it logically
morally
follows.
problematic to say
I
that,
think it logically
where it's
follows
meant to
from
kill
you
fetuses but
not
not human
thinking
people,
that
or you're
there's
just
a relevant
wrong
trait
straight up.
difference that they
So
are
which one is
persons,
it?
correct?
Which one is it?
I'm asking you for the justification
Which
you
one is
built
it?
your doxastic
Which one is it?
system.
Dude, oh my god. I'm thinking if you accept the definition, then unless you do think that there's some sort of relevant trait difference, then it would just follow.
Why
Or
can't we just
if
be
it doesn't follow,
agnostic
then
on
it just
being a
it's at
relevant
the
trait
bare
difference?
minimum morally
Why
problematic.
can't we be agnostic?
On what?
Whether there's a relevant trait difference.
I guess you could be, but I'm saying if you don't think there
Okay,
are,
so why
if you
not
don't
be
think there is,
agnostic and then
if there
claim
literally
that
isn't,
there's
then
no
I'm saying that it just seems problematic regardless, if you're agnostic or not.
I don't share the intuition that you have, so I'm just saying, why can't you be agnostic of the proposition?
No, you could be obviously you could be agnostic. I'm just saying that.
So why are you more
if you don't think
justified
that
in
there
making
is
the
a
claim that
trade
there's
difference,
no
I'm saying
relevant
that
trait difference?
unless you think that there is,
Relax.
it still seems problematic.
You're dodging
Right?
the point.
I don't
You're
think I
making
don't
the
see
claim
why
that it is the
like, you're
case.
saying
You're
it's
making
okay.
the
Well,
claim
you
that
could
it
be
is the
agnostic. Obviously,
case.
you could be agnostic,
You're
but
making
that's
the
just
claim
irrelevant.
that there are no relevant trait differences, right? Are you making this claim?
Well, it seems to me at least, yes, that would be my view. But I'm saying that if
So
you
your
don't hold
justification
to,
for
if
there
you
not
don't
being
hold to
irrelevant
any
trait
relevant trade difference, then you have to accept my view
what's the
if you accept that definition.
justification for there not being
Right?
relevant trait difference, retard?
Oh my god. I asked you first of all, and second of all,
No,
that
you
would just be a
didn't.
negative
What's
claim.
the? We're on your point, anyways. You're on your
That would
point.
just
I'm
be a
not making
negative
the
claim.
affirmative claims. You are. You're the one making the. You're the one making the affirmative claim. So you're on the positive. So you have to prove your
Oh my
point.
god. I can just give you a strong echo retard.
So you're saying there are no relevant trait
Retard.
differences. So what's the
Echo.
justification?
I'm sorry. Someone's
Yo,
farting
keep
my
that
fucking ears,
volume,
dude.
Is this how you cope with your boyfriend getting destroyed in the conversation, retard?
Fuck me, Apollo.
This Corgi trying to give Apollo hips.
I'm sorry. Okay, first off, all it's negative. Second of all, I told you at least they're largely similar because they're both human substances. I can tell you why things like sentience or other relevant or something which would be taken
That
as
doesn't answer
a
my
relevant
question.
difference is
What's
not
the
something which is a
justification
substantive
for
difference because
there
they're just
not
found
being
in
a
things
relevant
like, let's
trait
say,
difference?
coma
Which
patients being raped,
is what you're
the
talking
fact
about.
of people being
What's
raped,
the
you being
justification?
raped, either one of the door.
What-
Yeah. Sorry?
I'm asking you
listen.
what's the justification for there not being relevant trait differences? You attacking sentence is irrelevant.
I gave you an issue, right? So I said that we can run through the relevant or the traits that would be deemed as relevant, and I'm saying that they
How
would
many
all
relevant
lead
trait
to homosexuality.
differences do you think pro-choicers generally appeal to, by the way? Or they can appeal to for the sake of
Sentience,
justifying?
presumably, or that's the main one. So
That's
one,
the only
maybe
thing?
two. To my knowledge, yeah. Maybe more.
To your knowledge. So why is your knowledge something which accurately represents all the specific possible moral
You're
relevant
free to tell me more, but I'm saying that sentience would be the main
I don't need
one.
to tell you more. You're
Or a lack of
presupposing these are the
development, like
only
let's say,
relevant trait differences.
like let's say, hold on. So while developing, at least biologically, hold on, let's see this. I have this written down somewhere. Someone please stop fucking farting, please. So while developing, at least,
stop it, bro. Damn.
we characterize human beings. We characterize human beings by dynamics of the system and self-control, like homeostasis, excitability, self-reproducibility, heredity, and evolutionary trend. So those are like the traits that we seem to categorize humans by. Right? So I can give you this question as well. In all those traits, they seem to fully develop by the end of the first trimester. So unless it's sentience or something else, that would be like an abstract, then it's definitely not biological.
The argument you're given here,
Not a different
the
type of
argument you're
activity
given here is
biologically,
not.
at least.
How is it supposed to be the case that given what you've said, it is more likely that there are no relevant trait differences?
Because I said that at the end of the first trimester, at least all of these traits are fully developed, or at least they're present. Not fully developed, but present.
Yes, so hold on a second. I just had to ban someone who was doing that work today. Okay, so
You're
let's
just
see,
getting
was the other
more
person going to get
relaxed.
banned from the server? Hold on a second.
Oh my god! Yo, what? That's so funny. Profound so ass, dude. Unbelievable, dude.
Okay, so now you're saying that it is the case, given the reason you've said that it would be the case, there is a higher probability if it be the case that there is no relevant trait. What's the justification?
Well, it can be a trait difference biologically because I said that what we characterize human beings by is already developed or is present during the end of the first trimester. That's what I said.
You think human beings are defined in virtue of what happens after the first trimester development? Is that what you're making?
No, that's the exact opposite. I'm saying that
I can't even
how
understand
it is
because you're making this
biologically.
worse
That's
than the background.
Okay. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that's fair enough. What I said was that biologically speaking, how biologists actually characterize human beings would be by traits that are developed by the end of the first trimester. So biologically, at least, it can't be something which is irrelevant trait difference. If you think it's
Is it the
sentient,
case that the human
then we
being
can talk about coma patients getting
you
raped
think
if you want to talk about that.
not believed? You think it is the case that a fetus in the first trimester is not a human being?
No, I think the fetus is, obviously. That's what I'm saying.
You said that
saying
they
that
are classified.
since it's a human
Just to be
organism, by
clear on the
definition,
thing,
then it would just
just
seem
to
to
make sure
apply
I'm
to
not
that
straw
definition,
man
or
in
at
your
least
position.
us.
Just to make sure I'm not straw man in your claim here.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Did you not say a while ago that it is the case that
I wasn't done
biologists
speaking, by the way, but yeah.
categorizes? You're actually finished talking, but now you're interrupting again to basically interrupt my point.
I wasn't
because
done, but yeah, I'm gonna
So
go
you're
speak
done
because it's so
talking,
good
by the way.
faith.
Then I
So
respond to your points, and now you're interrupting
Okay,
my
good.
point. I'm asking you just to clarify without
Let's
straw
get
man in
this
your
thing, oh my God.
position. Is it the case that you're making the assertion that the categorization of a human being by biologists occurs after the first trimester? Is that the claim
Wait,
right
someone
now?
stop playing music, Apollo. What are you saying?
I'm asking you, were you making the claim that the categorization, the biological categorization by a biologist is something which occurs after the first trimester?
No, I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying that fetuses would fit all these traits that to be developed or not developed, sorry, considered human organisms by the end of the first trimester.
So you're saying that follows from fetuses being human beings that it would be the case that they are persons, correct? You think it logically
Yeah, when we
follows?
prescribe normativity to that type of thing, then I think it follows if fetuses are that type of thing, then yes, obviously. That's
So
what I'm
if you prescribe normativity to human beings, then it follows that fetuses are persons, correct?
Are you typing it into AI or something? Like, why are you just repeating it back to me so many times?
I'm repeating it back to you to make sure that you're on track and to make sure you don't dodge and head your
No, it's to make sure that you're on track.
saying
I've been
that
on track
it is
the whole
the
debate.
case, you're just
Let's make
dodging
sure that
again.
you're on
So
track, 'cause you're
you're
retarded.
off track with the conversation right
Okay,
now,
go ahead.
so don't tell me that I'm
Go
not
ahead,
track.
retard. Try again.
So you're
Try
saying
again,
that
retard.
if
Try
we
again.
prescribe normativity to human beings, then it logically follows that it would be the case that
Oh my
fetuses
God.
are persons. Yes or no?
If fetuses are that type of thing, yes.
Yes or no?
I answered at the end of that sentence.
That was the yes or no to my question. So I'm gonna try again.
No, I
So you're
didn't
saying
say a
if it is
yes
the
or a
case, then
no.
I'm
Are
gonna
you
try again.
fucking brain rotted?
I want a yes
Are you
or
a
no
fucking
to
piece
my
of shit?
question without you doing this obfuscation language
Do you want to
bullshit.
conclude, bro?
Linguistic
The answer is yes,
gymnastics.
bro. Do you want to conclude?
So,
The answer is yes.
what we're gonna do is gonna re-ask the yes or no
The answer is
question.
yes. Do you want to conclude?
The answer is a yes. Got you. So it is yes to my question. So where's the
You
logical
didn't wait for me to answer
contradiction in
because
this
you heard the answer.
Branson?
You heard. You just tried to build it there.
So the answer is a yes to my question. So where's the logical contradiction
Stop trying to repeat
and
it
the
back to me, dude.
antecedent being true of the concept being false, retard?
Because we prescribe
again, and you're fucking
normativity
weird,
categorically to something here, and then
Do
that
you understand what the
a certain
conditional
thing.
sentence even is? It's saying
Yeah,
if we prescribe
when you prescribe normativity
to human beings,
category to a
then
certain thing, but then you don't actually do that to a thing and that sort of thing.
persons.
Like let's say animals, but not
How does
turtles or
this
something.
logically follow?
Then yeah, it just doesn't follow because it's
What's the P and not P?
false.
What's the P and not P?
It's false by definition, dude. We prescribe
Saying that it is
normativity
false
to
by
things
definition
such
is
as
not establishing
persons,
the logical
or such
contradiction,
as
which is
are
sufficient
human
for the claim to be
organisms. That's what I'm saying.
justified.
So if you're a human
Hold on,
organism, then you'd be a
where's the
person.
logical contradiction?
You're a human person, but you're not a person.
You're a human person,
Human
but you're
organism.
not a human
No,
person.
sorry, human
That's the
organism. I'm
question.
sorry. Yeah, I understand.
You're a human organism, but you're not
Yeah,
a person. Why is that logically contradictory given your own definition that the conditional claim you just agreed on in the conversation?
because we prescribe the norm to that type of thing, which is human. What?
Why is prescribing normativity to human substances sufficient for it to be the case that they are persons?
What? I just told you. It's trivially true.
How is it trivially true? What's the evidence of that claim?
It's
You
that
can say
type of
anything
thing.
is
We
trivially
prescribed normativity to that type of thing. When you prescribe, let's
That
say,
should defeat
animals.
the claim which I'm
When you
asking
say like animals
why is it trivially
are.
true? That should defeat the
How do
claim.
I say this? Let's say all mammals
You're going
are
circular,
animals,
retard.
but then we have a cat, and you say that that cat is not an animal. That's what I'm saying.
Why is this even analogous? I'm saying that why is it the case that
Because you have a type of thing, and then a thing in that sort of thing is not actually following a trend or not. That's prescribed to that type of thing universally. There's no
I'm asking you,
specification made in this.
why is it trivially true
That's
that
what I'm saying.
prescribing normativity to human beings makes it a person? You responded by saying it is trivially true because if we do this, it would be persons. That's circular
I just answered
argumentation.
the question, bro.
That's it,
I
you
just
fucking
answered the
dirty
question.
bitch. I told you to stop doing that
That's
shit. Now you're gonna fucking mute it,
So
bitch.
now I'm going to ask you another thing. I'm going to ask you another thing. I think you're not even track of the conversation. So I'm going to ask you, why do you think it is the case you prescribe normativity to fetuses?
That's the argument. No, when I say normativity, I
That's not
prescribe
the
a
argument,
certain
it's a
norm
claim.
to fetuses.
An
because they're
individual claim is
human
not an
organisms.
argument, Tom. Okay, an argument is a
Yeah, when I
combination
said
of
that,
more than
in a previous debate, you tried to make fun of me, but I guess yeah, we're right.
You
now.
said
No, I
specifically
agree,
that
but
this
the
is the
argument
case
is that the argument broadly is that fetuses are the type of
correct?
thing that we prescribe the norm of being a person too. And then when you do prescribe that, then there seems to
And
be
by we are
at
saying
least
it is
problematic to
generally
say
the
that
case?
it's
Are
fine
saying
to
it
kill
is
fetuses, but it's
generally
not
the
fine to
case
kill
to prescribe
persons or
normativity
persons like
to fetuses?
adult human being rather.
Are you
That was
saying it
yeah.
is generally the case that we prescribe normativity to fetuses?
It's okay. Do you want to conclude? I'd answer this. Yes, it's trivially true.
Okay, no, that's not trivially true. That's an empirical claim. What's the proof that we generally?
Okay, you ask me why we generally? Yeah, I think
I'm asking for the proof that
yes,
we generally do
yes,
this.
yes,
Why is it the
yes.
case that the general
It would
population
follow
does
from
this?
the
What's the evidence for that
definition.
claim?
It would fall from the
That's
definition
not
of
going to be
person.
proven by definition, retard. What are you talking about?
You want me to give you like a statistic? I'm not going to give you a
saying
statistic.
that
I'm just
generally
saying that
speaking, people
when
do
this
X.
seems to be the
That's gonna be a
general
claim
alignment
about the
of how we use the
empirics,
word
not
norm,
something by
not normative, that when we use the word
We're not
personhood
tracking
or
the
person,
conversation,
then it would follow to our language, such as describing fetuses. That's what I'm saying. So
What does
it's
it mean to prescribe
trying or
normativity?
attempting to describe our language.
What does it mean to prescribe normativity?
I don't need to give you any sort of
What does
statistic.
it mean to prescribe normativity to something? Don't dodge. Answer the question. What does it mean?
Sorry, what does it mean to prescribe normativity?
What does it mean
to
to prescribe normativity to a given object?
say that it holds to some sort of norm? At least in this
What does it
context.
mean to prescribe normativity to a given object? Answer the question, dumb fuck.
I just answered the question. To hold that it
No, he
holds.
didn't.
Hold on.
You asked me to repeat the
Say
question.
that it holds to
retard.
some sort of norm. Right, that's what I'm saying.
Say that what? What the fuck did
To
you
say
just
that
say?
it holds. To say that it holds to some sort of norm. That's what I'm saying.
It holds to some sort of norm. What does it mean to hold to some sort of norm? What does that mean? This concept is imprecise right there.
Precise. I don't know what's precise about that.
I'm saying it's imprecise. It doesn't make any sense.
Let me get the paper.
How does it mean for something to hold to some sort of norm? What's the analysis right here? What kind of norm are you even talking about? You have prudential norms, you have epistemic norms, you have things which are not even relevant to moral norms. So just any norm
I'll
is
give you the
irrelevant.
clarification because you can't shock NBC. I'm just gonna write it out.
Because you understand that given your definition, it will be the case that things which are not moral collapses into things which are moral, retard. If you think just prescribing any norm is going to be sufficient for it to be something which is going to establish the ethical justification for your position, that's a blunder.
I'm not listening at all. I'm not gonna lie.
You have never been listening, by the way. You've never been tracking.
So ironic, yeah. I mean, I already answered this, right? So we prescribe normativity here by recognizing that a human being
saying that you prescribe normativity
subject
is
to
the thing that
natural
you're
norm
asking
of
for clarification
rationality,
on.
right? So
You
if
said
fetus
what
as
you
a
mean by
human
prescribing
organism ought,
normativity is to say
yeah,
that
human
you
is a
hold
hold on,
some
if
sort
fetus
of
as a
norm.
human
I'm
organism
asking you
ought to
for
have
the
rationality
semantical
or
analysis
ought
of what
to
it
be
means
able
to
to have
hold to some
rationality.
sort
That's
of
what I'm saying.
norm, and then you're going back to the same thing I'm
I
asking
mean,
for
it's just an
semantical
ought, right? You
clarification.
ought to hold to that sort of thing, right? So
This is
it
up to
ought to have
you,
rationality.
retard.
It ought to have rationality. That's what I'm saying.
It's ought to have
Like
rationality. What do you mean
a
for
typical
ought to have rationality? What does that mean?
You don't know what ought means? Means that it has
You
to
understand
have,
that ought
or
is not even
there's
a
some sort of
precise
reason for it to
concept
have
even amongst
rationality. When
academic
generally,
philosophers?
generally speaking, when I say ought in this sort of example, I just mean that the typical human would, given the proper development and stuff like that, it would develop into these sort of features, right? So, like for example,
A
in the
typical
woodpecker
human
analogy
will
I gave
develop
before,
You're
a
so fucking
bird,
stupid.
a
You
woodpecker,
define a
a
normative
woodpecker, let's say.
a typical human will
I'm
develop
not
into
describing.
something. It's a biological
I'm
fact.
not
You
giving you. I'm not
moron.
giving you a reduction on normativity in general.
You said
I'm
what
saying
you
in this
mean
example.
by ought. That's what you giving the reduction.
Yeah,
What are you
in
talking
this
about? You said,
context,
what do I mean
obviously,
by
right?
ought?
That's
That's
what
you
I'm
giving the
saying.
semantic
In this
reduction.
context, yes.
Yeah, so how can it be saying not giving a
Do you want me
reduction
to apply to
while
this
saying
case,
that
yes or
this is
no?
what you
Because
mean by
obviously I'm gonna
something,
apply to this
which is
case.
a
Stop being
semantic
pedantic.
reduction? That's you
Stop
giving
being
a reduction,
pedantic. I'm
retard.
applying to this fucking context.
That's not being that's not
So
being
if fetus in
pedantic.
this
It's being
case
autistic.
is a human organism, ought to have rationality. So even if it doesn't yet, so
I'm asking
what
you
I mean
what's
is
the
that
analysis of ought there.
a human organism would have a rationality, or when it properly develops, it would have rationality. That's what I'm saying.
It would have rationality when it properly develops. How is this relevant to the
Like
question I
rough
just asked you,
around the ages,
fuck?
yeah.
That doesn't even
Well, that's what I
semantically
mean.
clarify what ought even means, retard.
That's what I mean. That's it.
That's a descriptive fact about biology that's not you establishing the semantical analysis of what it means for
When
something.
I say ought, I just prescribe norm based on that, right?
So when you say ought, you prescribe norm based on that. But
So
when I ask what you mean by
like a
prescribing
natural
norm,
standard built
when
into
I
what a
ask you
thing
what you mean
is.
by prescribing norm, you just circle back to what it ought to be the case.
Bro, okay.
That's
So
a
in
circular
case I have
definition.
to spell it out, like it doesn't, bro. Okay, it means
It's
a
not a matter
natural
of
standard
spelling out
built into
anything.
what
It's a
a
matter
thing
of giving your
is.
target that
When
are
we
autistic
say a
and not
human
being
ought to have
properly
rationality, we mean the
defined
rationality is
terminologies
part
and
of the
using it.
normal, complete form of a human being. That's what I mean. So the
You
ought
are
here is
retarded.
descriptive of natural
You
perfection
understand that if
or
you're going to be
fullness.
making the claim that ought is going to be determined based on prescribing normativity, sorry, and then when I ask you for clarification on the terminology, and then you go back to saying it ought to be the case, that's not meaningful or informative. Do you understand this issue? No?
It's not what I told you. What? Everyone else heard it, but
That was,
you want me to
that
say it
was
again?
literally just a lot. What are you talking about?
You want me to
retard?
say it again? A while ago, maybe, but since you
Do you
want
want me
more
to
and more
repeat?
clarification because you're a retard and
Dumb fuck
you need to type it
Go
into
for it,
your to
retard.
have a response, I'm gonna give it again. When I say ought, it means an actual standard built into what the thing is. That's what I'm saying. Right? So,
An actual standard built into what the thing is.
right. So when they say a human ought to have rationality, you mean that the rationality
actual
is part of the
standard?
normal complete form.
Any
of
actual
a human
standard?
being.
Any actual standard?
I just gave it. I just gave it.
You said the actual standard that is built into what the thing is, and that's what's going to be determined in normativity.
We mean that the
And you
rationality
agree
is
that
part of
this
the normal
justifies the
complete
moral
form of a human
propositions,
being,
correct?
right? So like you say a woodpecker ought to have wings. That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, it's defective.
Real quickly, do you believe the prescribed the normativity is what justifies the moral proposition or not?
Well, I guess kind of in a sense, but I'm saying that if we say
or
that
yes?
generally speaking, it's wrong to kill humans, and then we have a fetus that is gonna hold to these all same properties, or there's no relevant trait distinction, and it's gonna be weird to say that it's weird was bad to kill a human. That's what I'm saying.
How do you explain the very facts that in the, because you appeal to Islam, by the way, to justify ethical system, how do you explain the very facts that Islamically speaking, the ijma, the scholarly consensus is that it is okay to abort fetuses in the first trimester or before 140 days? How do you explain that part?
I believe it's 40 days, but you would just say that it hasn't developed. Which one of the properties it is? So if you remember,
But
I
that's
gave you the list
with
of
a lot of
properties.
pro-choice positions, retard.
Wait, hold on.
A lot of pro-choice is going to be.
I'm not saying. Hold on. I never said that. Okay, that's why I asked you to
You said
clarify
you're
at the start.
defending the
and you just
position
never
that it is
clarified.
pro-life. The only
Yeah,
exceptions,
it's pro-life, right?
The only
Wait, hold on.
exception you, the only exceptions you
That's just
gave,
retarded.
the only
Dude, you
exceptions
asked me. You,
retarded, you're getting
you
dunked
gave
on
me
right
an
now,
issue.
dumb fuck.
You
said
try to
the only
clarify your
exceptions
view,
you've given.
and then you just
You
don't
said
let
the
me
only
speak. Stop. Let me
exceptions.
respond.
You
You
said the
can't
only
talk to me if you
exceptions
don't let me
you've
speak.
given.
Stop.
I can
You
give the
don't
screenshots,
talk
by
to
the
me
way.
if you
Hold
don't
on,
let
let
me
me just
speak.
grab the screenshot. Hold up, let me grab the screenshot
You're
of your
so
position.
autistic. Oh my god,
You should
retard,
watch
please.
You should watch it.
Oh my god. Okay, so you would just say that one of these properties, given homeostasis, excitability, self-reproducibility, heredity, and evolutionary trend, would not be fully developed. That's what I'm saying.
So, do you think it is the case that majority of abortions occurs
Inches or
before
centimeters.
40 days? or
Everyone
not?
vote on the poll.
Yes or
Inches or
no?
centimeters. Wait, what are you saying?
What are you even saying, dude? You're just learning every fucking words.
Everyone vote
Anyways,
on
I'm
the
asking you, do you
poll.
believe that
Centimeters or inches for Apollo.
do
This
you
poll
believe
is for Apollo only.
majority? Do you believe majority of abortions occur before 40 days or not?
I'm not sure actually.
But they said, generally speaking, abortion is morally unjustified.
Well, given the standard, yes.
But you just said you don't even know whether or not this would actually be something
Given
which
the
is in
standard,
fact
yes.
correct.
Given the standard.
Given which standard? The standard is
That's why I gave you
established,
exceptions.
given that
That's why I gave you
standard,
the
it should
exceptions.
not be
Right? So given the
justified.
standard, there could still be exceptions to it. If you
You
don't feel
understand
one of
you
the conditions
appealing
to
to
be
that
considered a human
specifically?
substance, now I'm saying agree
If the
that it's fine to
exceptions
word.
outweigh
This argument,
the
please.
norm, then it will no longer be exceptions, retard. It would be the generality, dumb fuck. So when you're saying
Oh
these
my
are the
god, you're so
exceptions, it
retarded.
is
When I say
presupposing
exceptions
that it
to
is
the
not a
argument that
general
I gave,
case
that I don't
scenario.
mean general cases. By the way, I'm not even sure if that's like a generally true thing, so you have to give me some empirics for
I'm not
that.
sure if it is general, then how are you going to be
Some
making the claim
empirics
that it
for
is
that.
generally
Some empirics for that.
unjustified, retard?
Okay, do you have empirics? Yes or no?
I'm not making the claim that this is true. You're presupposing that it is not generally the case,
No,
retard.
you said.
If you're going to be
You
saying,
try to
if
give
you're
me
going
a
to be saying
response
that
by saying
generally
that, okay, well,
speaking, if
you
you're going to be saying
account
that
for
generally
most
speaking,
cases.
abortion is
I'm not
not
sure
morally
whether or not most
justified,
cases are
and
not
you don't
before
even know if this
40 days.
given
I'm not
thing,
sure.
which is
I'm saying
justified,
that
is the
given the
generality,
standard,
then you're
for
conceding to not
the
having
entirety or the
justification
majority of
for
the
your position,
duration of the
dumb fuck.
pregnancy, it's going to
Are
be
you
wrong to
stupid? Are
abort.
you
That's what I'm saying.
autistic?
If you think that most abortions are
Are
not
you agreeing that you
done
don't
under
have
that standard,
justification for your
then we can
position?
move on. It's not relevant to me, right?
You're going to move on after conceding your proposition?
Have you heard what I
Seriously?
said for the last 20 seconds?
I
No,
heard
that's
all
not
the
what I said. I said
concessions
that
you just made.
if
Yeah,
you
I'm
want to
definitely
move
all the
on,
concessions. Yeah.
because if you think that most abortions are not done during that time, then sure, we
You
can.
made the claim
I'm
that
saying that
generally speaking,
throughout the
abortion is
majority of the
morally.
pregnancy is going to
You
be
said
wrong.
generally speaking,
That's what I'm
abortion
saying.
is
It's not that
morally
hard.
unjustified. You said it's morally
Right, it is
unjustified, generally
because given
speaking.
the standard, under
Yeah,
the standard,
that
is more than justified.
presupposes that this given thing is not the generality, because if it was to be the generality, then this claim is false.
Bro, oh my god, when I say under the norm, I mean that when the
You
fetus is
said
actually a
generally
human substance.
speaking.
That's what I mean.
Generally speaking, you said generally speaking, this is the case.
Yes,
You're talking
when the
about the actual
under the norm,
You're talking about the actual
when the
events.
fetus is a human
Generally
substance,
speaking,
that's
when
what I'm
people
saying.
perform abortions, it is
Guys, you're
morally
so fucking dumb,
unjustified.
dude. Fuck.
Now, if you agree, if it was to be the case, if it was to be the case that generally speaking, the abortions occur
You're
before 40
confusing the
days, which
claim.
you agree is morally
Really
justified,
confusing the
then the
claim here.
initial claim you made was false.
You're confusing the claim. Come on.
Saying that I'm confused is not a counter argument, dumb fuck. Want to try again, retard?
Not really, no.
Did you just
lost
tap on the
probably.
conversation?
I'm not tapping out because I get
Holy shit,
while you were
it's
trying to
crazy.
always speak me, I
Okay,
gave you the
so
clarification
hold
you
on a
needed.
second. So hold on a second.
If you
So
don't
you're
want to
not giving
listen
a
to it, then
probabilistic
fine.
justification.
We can move
So,
on.
given your own
You
example,
clearly
you're
don't
not
want to
proving
listen.
the
You
claim
clearly
of
don't want to
virtue
engage because you're
attributes
fucking moron. You're
You're not
retarded. You
proving
can't
that claim
control
right now.
yourself.
No, you just conceded your own proposition, by the way. That's retarded.
It's conceded your own proposition. By the way, that's retarded. It's conceded your own prop. I beg your mind.
Yeah, if I mock Apollo's voice, then people think I'm winning the proposition.
Hey, shut the fuck up, dude. You're not funny.
You
So
do
anyways,
that all
you
the
guys
time,
go
by the way.
fuck
The only
up.
reason I'm
Yeah,
mocking you is
fuck
because
up.
you're fucking
Yeah,
douchebag.
except
because
when I'm
nobody
doing it,
likes
it's actually
Palpatine.
rhetorical. When
You're
you're
fucking
doing it,
douchebag.
it's not rhetorical because
You're
you
never
sound
rhetorical. We did a
You're
poll
never
if you have good
rhetorical since the
rhetoric.
guy was
You
begging for
lost.
rhetorical answers.
You lost the
That's
poll
actually
1 to
crazy.
8.
That's
You lost the
insane.
poll 1 to
That's
8, and if you have
insane.
good
There's
fucking
several
rhetoric, you don't have
screenshots
fucking
people
rhetoric.
can
You're a
even
fucking
saying this
retard
right now.
moron.
Don't even try to
You're
do
a
this
fucking
stuff right
moron.
now, retard.
Whenever you try to
So
utter the
now
word
we're just gonna
rhetoric.
get back to the point. We're gonna get back to the point. We're just gonna
What is
get
wrong
the
with
fuck
this guy?
out of it.
He's
Now I'm
almost fucking
asking you right
rhetoric, dude.
now. I'm asking you
Hey,
right
making
now.
rhetoric, man.
Do you think it is the case
That's
that clearly
retarded, dude.
presented in the Quranic verse, which establishes virtue ethics being true?
Oh, Christ. I gave it in the start. Okay, someone. Yeah, thank you. I don't want to backtrack to that point. Do you want to just move on? I want to conclude.
So you're not giving justification for that point, gotcha. Cool. So that
No,
point
I
is
did,
unjustified.
if you ask me for a verse, then I can give you the sort
not
of
given a
virtues,
verse
but
which
it's not
establishes
relevant.
virtue ethics being true. In fact, I've given an
I gave you a
alternative
reason within the Quran for
hypothesis
us to divide
which
virtue ethics
equally
or not,
expects
not
this.
like a verse. I don't think I need to provide you a verse.
You said given the Quran this would be
I just
true,
under
but
the
then
claim,
you're
right?
given a Quranic
Yeah.
detail which establishes this being true. So that means the claim was unjustified.
I gave you an entailment from the Quran. You didn't hear that claim though, because you
You didn't give an entailment from the Quran which establishes
I would
logically
be
speaking
willing.
that it would be the
I would be willing to
And
be
in fact,
courteous and just give it
when
the
you
claim to
appealed
back.
to this virtue
But
standard that
I
gave you
accepted it
another
gladly,
theory,
and I'm
which
not
is
going to give it to you
opposed
because
to
you just
virtue
douchebag
ethics,
for likes
which
talking
equally
to me.
expects the data,
You're
which
like,
means
oh, we
it is
talk
not
casual when you
evidence for the
speak to. You're fucking
proposition.
retard.
Do you understand that if I give you an alternative mod which equally expects the
Loser, dude.
proposition you're talking about, it's not going to be evidence for the proposition you're defending here in the conversation? And they did exactly just that, retard.
If you give an alternative
They
model
gave
to
an
what?
alternative model to which you agreed equally expressed the fucking argument.
No, I disagree with that. Though.
Yes, that was virtue consequentialism, which is not virtue ethics, retard. Did you forget already, you dumb fuck?
We went over that 20 minutes. No, not even 20, like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah,
I get that you have really bad memory, but that's
and then we
really
moved on to a
embarrassing for you.
different point, and
I
you
get
got
that you have
blown
really bad
apart on
memory, but
that
that's
point
really
also.
embarrassing still. Oh my god, Apollo, we went over this already. Please, can we move on?
So you've not justified the point, gotcha. Cool. So
No,
no
I have,
justification
but
for that proposition, no justification for the other proposition by the expensive power. Okay, gotcha. Cool. So let
We
us
went over the
see.
expensive power, so I think
Let's
that it
see
would
if the
just follow
seems to
from
be
the
covered.
definition.
Okay, so you think it is the case that the proposition of it being the case that in the first trimester abortions are morally justified is based off them being persons.
I think it's problematic to say that. Yeah, I think it's problematic to say that it's fine to kill fetuses, but not adult humans or children or anything like that. Because
Do you think
there's,
it is
like I said, there's no
logically
morally
problematic?
relevant trait. Yeah.
Do you think it is logically problematic?
I mean, I don't know what you mean by that.
You don't know what people mean when they're saying something is logically problematic?
Like, do you mean like there's a contradiction? I'm not sure if there's. I'm not sure if it entails a contradiction. I'm just mean that.
You're not
the
sure
standards
if it
there seems
entails
to
a
be consistent.
contradiction?
I mean, I
Okay,
guess we could
gotcha.
lay it out as a contradiction, but I'm not sure if saying that, okay, well, let's kill fetuses and not kill humans is contradictory.
But you agree
Yeah,
that you're
that's
agnostic on if
I
it
was
is
under the standard that I
contradictory
gave, that would be
problem.
logically contradictory, yes, but that's not relevant. Sorry,
Okay,
again?
so hold on a second. So given the sense you're mentioning, it will be the case that there's a contradiction. And you
Right,
also
insofar
mentioned
as-
it's based off the fact. Is it the case that the justification you've given for your stance logically rules out the possibility of them not being the types of things which would be persons, or would be the types of things which are okay to be killed, yes or no?
Sorry, was getting shot again, sorry?
I'm asking you, would it be the case that logically, your justification logically rules out at least one, if not both of these propositions? Proposition number one, that they are persons. Propositions number two, that it is okay to kill these specific entities if they were to be persons, given your definitional analysis.
It rules out the second one, right? Because
It rules out the
I
second
gave you the
one,
reason
so it
for us
makes
to
it the
lie.
case that it is logically
Right, yeah.
impossible to kill these specific entities.
If you want to outline it in the sense of the definition of the norm, then yes, because you're applying one norm, or you're applying an odd to one sort of thing, but then within that sort of thing, you're not applying the same odd. I guess you could say that.
Okay,
yeah.
so you're saying that it is universally true that it is immoral to kill persons, correct?
I'm not sure. I guess.
Clearly,
yeah,
it is not the
sure. I'm
case
sure
you
what
believe
that's
it is logically necessary because you agree with possibly exception case scenarios, which allows for it to be okay.
Exceptions when you don't
That's the
fit the definition of a person. Yeah, that's what I
But
said.
the exceptions are possibilities which rejects it being necessarily true.
I'm not
like
saying that
killing these
abortion is
persons until
necessarily
tomorrow.
false. Oh, sorry, not necessarily false. I'm not saying that abortion.
I'm not
in
saying you're
general,
making this claim.
In
I'm
any
saying
case,
now
right?
that we're going to be making the claim
You're
that
saying
this would be immoral necessarily, given the fact that there are persons being killed. That's in opposition with you agreeing that there are possibilities in which it would be okay, which are the exceptions you've laid out.
Well, given the norm, that's a little bit different. Because I told you that if you just follow
The
the norms
norms are going
then
to
it's going to
also
be
be
wrong.
invoked
Apply that
for
out.
the
You can still
exceptional cases.
you can still have contradictory.
What are you
hold on, you
talking
can still
about?
not contradictory, but I guess you could just have
Contradictory?
parallel
Arguments
odds
up in the
or
contradictory system? Are you
parallel
fucking
justifiers for
stupid?
other things. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
When I
Do you
say
understand the norms
when
you're
I say
using?
contradictory,
The
I'm
norms
saying
you're
that
using. Hold on,
duplicator.
because you're gonna hedge again. You're gonna defect
Paul,
again.
no,
You're gonna
I'm
defect
not
again.
hedging anything.
What you're
I'm
saying
saying
here is that the
simplifier
norms
when you
here,
when
you're
you follow that
invoking
norm,
norms.
simplifier
You're
is going to be
invoking
wrong in a
norms to
vacuum.
establish what is.
If you think that
Do you agree that
there's other
do you
exceptions to which I
agree
do
that your
actually think
deontic
exist,
vocabulary
then it's
hinges
fine.
on normativity? Do you agree that your deontic vocabulary hinges on what the norms are that you perceive them to be, retard? Your
I'm not sure what
deontic
the
vocabulary.
would mean there.
You don't know what deontic vocabulary means, but I'm not read on philosophy, huh? Deontic vocabulary is just all the
Can anyone tell me
terminology
what
relevant.
deontic vocabulary is?
Everyone in
Yo,
this
that's
voice
funny.
call are not philosophically
Good.
read, so that's expected, retard. So
That's
wow,
ironic as fuck, but
congratulations.
yeah.
You're appealing to a
Oh, there's a lot of people who
anime
read more philosophy
debaters
than you
to
hear.
justify your ignorance. You're fucking stupid. Now, anyways, to get back
There's
to
a
the
lot of
point,
people who read philosophy.
deontic vocabulary
It's
just going to
definitely-
be the relevant terminologies used in deontic modality, retard. Do you know what deontic modality is?
Yeah.
What is deontic modality, retard?
Can you just lay it out?
You said you know what it means.
Yeah,
Tell me.
I want you to lay it out.
You don't know anything, do you? This guy doesn't know anything.
I can just go on this
is
SCP right
crazy.
now and give you the
Are you using Chat GPT right now? What the fuck? Is that what
No,
you're
I
doing
can
right
give
now?
you. You're so autistic, dude.
Is that what you're
I want you to lay it
stalling?
out because you're proposing it as something relevant. If you want me to lay it out, I can just go on SCP.
Okay, so you understand that when you're going to be making claims like, okay, so deontic vocabulary, by the way, just to make this clear, are vocabulary with respect to
Like, is this your way
the
of controlling the
deontic
conversation?
norms.
Just
So if
bring
I'm
up
trying to
random
clarify
fucking
the
shit and
concept
just say
for
that.
you,
Yeah, like
but you're
my
being
knowledge base.
autistic and
You
they are
got blown the fuck
interrupting
up
my
because you're a horrible
education
reasoner.
lesson. I'm trying to educate you what this
There's no
term means,
education
but you're being
lesson. You don't
autistic by
actually read
interrupting.
philosophy, dude. Like, you know
You
what the
understand that
fucking
you over
deontic
talking means I'm going to help
vocabulary
you learn the
is to
concept
me.
you're unaware of right now. You're being retarded.
Oh my god.
So now I'm
so
trying to educate
autistic.
you what I'm trying to educate you on something
Did you hear
which
my
you're
answer to the
ignorant of,
exception shit? Because
and
I
you're
said that
talking over me.
simplifier, when you follow those norms, then it's in a vacuum is going to be fine.
That doesn't
Or
answer
it's
my
going to be
question, by the way.
contradictory, yes.
So
Because
anyways,
you don't
I was
prescribe
talking
the
about
same
the
odds.
vocabulary
Then you can still have
and the
different odds, which
normativity, and you're just dodging,
may
deflecting,
justify
prevaricating,
another action
debating,
being done
and
in virtue of
obfuscate
that.
like a dumb fuck, right?
That's
So
what I
now
said.
we're just going to get back to the point, which you're dodging from because you have no actual knowledge of the subject matter. So deontic vocabulary, like you
So
asked me for
ironic,
like a
dude.
good bitch, because you're not even aware of the concept, is simply the vocabulary relevant to describing the normativity of actions, whether an action is morally permissible, forbidden, obligatory, supererogatory, all of those stuff, right? So that's what it means. So you're going to be saying that
Yeah,
it is
sure.
morally permissible in some cases in order for this to be true or for this to be okay, and it is not morally permissible, i.e., it is morally impermissible in other cases. The claims there, those two claims in isolation or in combination, would you agree those two claims are based off your normative system, dumb fuck?
Claims?
What part of my question was hard for you to understand, retard?
Which claims? You said two claims. I'm asking you which claims.
The claims that you mentioned, the two claims you mentioned, retard?
So you don't know them? Like what? Can you tell me them?
You don't ask
I
me
look
for
you
the
like I
claims that
genuinely
you
was
not
not
knowing
listening.
them,
I'm not gonna lie.
retard, not me.
Like
Are you
I'm so
stupid?
bored of this conversation.
You're asking
I'm
me
not
for the
listening.
claims and you're telling me that I don't know them when you're asking me to give you the knowledge on these claims? Are you autistic? What kind of projection is
I'm
this,
asking
dude?
you what you think
The
that I
claims
said,
I'm
yeah.
talking about,
Or
retard.
what you haven't
The
talked
claims
about
I'm
me saying,
talking
yeah.
about,
That's
the
what I'm asking
two
you.
claims I'm talking about, you dumb fuck. I'm gonna prove this. I know the
You
claims.
dumb fuck.
The two
Dumb
claims I'm
fuck.
talking, unlike you, who is not tracking, unlike you, schizophrenic, I actually know the claims. Right. So the
What the
two
hell,
claims I'm
bro?
talking about here are the claims
genuinely
that
bored
it
of
is
this.
morally permissible. Why are you talking over me, you autistic barbarian ape? Shut up.
So
Right. So
every
the
time I
two
speak, you
claims is
just speak
the
over me.
first
This is so
claim
ironic.
being that it is the
The only
case.
difference
I'm
is that my
still
mic is a little bit
talking.
louder than yours.
I'm trying to give you. Your mic is not even that loud. Shut up. So
I'm not
this is the
loud, Mike.
case.
I'm just saying that
No,
your mic is pretty shitty.
just shut up, dude. Just shut up. I'm still talking.
Shut up.
So the
Shut
two
up.
claims is simply that the first claim is you making the claim that it is
I'd beat the
exceptions,
dog
or
shit out
they
of
are
you.
exceptions. Why are you talking over me, retard? You asked me the two claims. I'm giving you the two claims right now. You said it's morally
Okay.
permissible for it to be the case that it would be justified under these exceptions and is not morally permissible under these other things which are not matching these exceptions. Those are the two claims I'm talking about, which you're unaware of right now because you're lost in the fucking conversation. So do you understand that those two claims are determined based off your normative system or your norms? Yes or no?
Obviously, dude.
Okay, so now it would be the case that your norms, which is you saying killing persons necessarily results in immorality, is a false claim. Retard.
Killing persons results as what?
Because that would rule out the first proposition.
Sorry again. The killing
The
persons
first
what?
proposition, you dumb fuck, is you
I'm not
saying
asking for the
that
first
it is
proposition. I'm
morally
asking what did you say
permissible.
for result.
I'm trying to clarify, but you're over talking like an autistic pig. Just shut up.
I didn't.
So the first proposition is me talking about you saying that it is morally permissible under certain given exceptions. Comprehende?
Morally permissible under certain exceptions. Yeah, sure.
That means that there are possibilities of them being morally permissible, even if you're to kill a person. So that means the claim that it is normatively required for it to be impermissible if you're to kill a person is false.
It's implicator, right? So when you follow the
So
conditions,
now you're
in general,
changing the
it's gonna be
claim
wrong,
from
yeah.
it actually being the case, that it is necessarily true, to even be the case that it is necessarily true implicator, which even then, that's going to still not change your position anyways. It's not going to
That's not what I'm saying. I never changed anything. I'm saying that
You said it's necessarily true.
under the conditions, we agreed that it's wrong to kill persons.
That's hedging.
And then obviously there's cases in which it's going to be fine to kill persons.
You
Like, for
understand
example,
there's a
you're defending
difference
yourself,
between me saying
or you're
that it
in
is
war,
necessarily
or there's
true
other
that
there's
this would
another
be the
condition
case.
that actually would justify you killing them. Although
You
generally
understand that me
speaking, it'd be
saying,
wrong to
you
kill persons. It's the
understand
same thing
you
with
understand
abortion.
that something is
Under the conditions,
necessarily
implicator is going to be wrong.
This
Right
is
in
the
the
claim
vacuum,
he
it's
made,
gonna
by
be
the way. I'm going to just type out the claim for you. Okay, so the claim he made is that killing
wrong.
persons
Bro, you just never
within your
stop
norms are
speaking. Fuck.
necessarily
Shit,
immoral. He said it's necessarily moral, means that it is not logically possible for there to be a case for and
Under
it
the
is not.
conditions,
He's crashing
implicator.
out again like a retard.
That's what I
He's
said.
crashing out
That's
again
why I
like a
said there's
retard.
exceptions.
He's
And I
crashing
gave
out
you
again
an
like a
example
retard.
in which,
He's
for
crashing out
example,
again.
it's persons.
He's crashing out
You
again.
can have
No,
an
I'm
adult
telling you,
person,
sir.
but
I'm
then it's not going
telling
to be
you, sir.
wrong in certain cases
Moderation,
because there seems to be another
moderation.
reason
I
acting
don't care
against
for a
the
straight
action.
question more. I care for me to actually make a point without you interrupting because you're so scared of
I'm
that.
gonna leave, dude. Please.
Well,
Can we
if you
conclude?
want to leave and
Like,
talk,
genuinely, nobody
I'm
wants to
just
listen to
that's
this.
fine.
You just got
Where's the
slammed the fuck
moderation,
up.
dude? I'm just gonna overtalk. So the claims you made,
Bro,
you said it
please
is
stop talking.
necessarily true that given the norm you've established, which is that killing the person would be something which guarantees immorality, you said that's necessarily true. Now we're agreeing it's not necessarily true, given the fact that there are possible exceptions of it being the case that this thing would in fact be something which is morally permissible. So that's a blunder. That's like the
I told you,
17th
bitch.
blunder.
I told you the issue.
I'm fucking muting you, you dumb fucking stinky bitch.
Whatever
Yeah,
that
that's
moron
good.
said, he like has a family and needs to get a fucking job.
Chill
But,
on
like,
purple fang.
God damn it,
Bro,
you're
chill
still like 37 debating an hour to get the fuck out of the service. I've interrupted my fucking debate, retard. Back to you, Gyro.
Does he have
What are you
currency
saying?
here? Well, I responded to this already. We can just move on. Do you want to conclude?
We can conclude
Everyone
with
wants
the
to
current
conclude,
points
yeah.
and see if there's anything else I need to respond to. Let's see if there's any other objections I can give to.
I don't want to give conclusions. I just want to end the debate. Genuinely.
Okay, so I'll give this argument. I'll give this argument against the pro life position.
No, we're not. Can we not do another argument?
Give against the pro life position. What are you running, dude? So even though
Can we conclude?
demolished your position,
Hold on, this has been going on for 2 hours. Wait, chill. Wait, Apollo, please. Wait, chill. Hold on. This has been going on for 2 hours. I don't want to talk about you. I don't talk about you or to you or about your debate or about anything.
So here's the argument for the pro-choice position. Because just when they run for the conversation, I call for moderation several times, but no one actually moderates. I'm going to do it myself. Right. So the argument for the pro-choice position is going to be the very fact that we have an inductive case for things which do not have sentience to be the types of things which are not morally valuable, which are the types of things which, if you were to erase from existence, would not be immoral. Think of a rock, for example, a pencil, a pen, a book, a notebook, a notepad, a phone. These things do not have any sentience. For example, you can talk about cars, you can talk about trucks, you can talk about houses. These things do not have moral consideration. However, we would not believe that it is immoral to, let's say, decimate these things out of existence if it is not in possession of anyone else. So, with that being said, we have inductive cases for things which are non-sentient to be the types of things which do not have moral value. So we have good reason to believe that it is the case. We have good reason to believe it is the case that fetuses would not actually have moral value. What's your objection to this inductive argument?
Am I unmuted? Well, the question is simply saying, okay, well, since a lot of things or most things that we consider not sentient or insentient are not morally valuable, you're saying that because that, then fetuses were also not sentient, they would be not morally valuable, is that what you're saying? Or not morally considered?
Obviously, dumb fuck.
Okay, so why do you think it's because they're not sentient?
Don't inductive claims don't presuppose causal relations?
Yes, it does. What the fuck?
No, it doesn't. Inductive cases
otherwise, it's not an induction. There's no inference there. If you don't think that, wait, Apollo, we need to be fair. If you don't think that there's a because there, because this, therefore that, then you just lose because there's no induction.
Here's an agreement you can actually make. Here's an agreement you can make. We can just take turns, right? So when I'm talking, you don't interrupt and vice versa. So when I'm talking, you go on mute. When I'm talking, you go on mute. And when you're talking, I go on mute. Okay? So you said inductive argumentation presupposes causal relations. That's not true. Inductive argumentation is just the type of argumentation which requires some sort of frequency to establish some sort of probabilistic link. So there being probabilistic relations between one proposition and the other is something about evidence, not something about causal origins. So evidential relations are not the same as causal relations. Inductive argumentation is concerned with evidential relations, not concerned with causal relations. You make it a claim that it is a presupposition is just a false claim, firstly. Secondly, it would be the case that I'm saying that if we have this frequency, if this been the case, the frequency being non-sentient beings, being the type of thing which is not morally valuable, even if there's no causal relation between sentience and moral value, the fact of there being the type of thing which is non-sentient being something which usually results in it being morally unvaluable or not valuable, it would raise the probability of that proposition over the contrary hypothesis. And in fact, it would be more parsimonious to believe that it actually is the case that it does not have moral value. Now that I'm done ranting, as you like to call it, give a response, retard.
Okay. So if you don't take it to be that induction as a process of actually increasing probability is something which requires an actual inference, then you're just wrong. I sent you an excerpt where a philosopher outlined it to be something which is necessary, right? So he said, I can read it out for you as well. Induction is a process of inference. We must be careful to distinguish between inference and association of ideas, right? So you read a little bit that. In order to infer, I must consciously relate one judgment with another. I must ground it on some other judgment or draw it to some other judgment. I must say, because this is so, that is so, or this is so, therefore that is so. Right? So he's saying, okay, well, there's some sort of frequency of observed, ideas which are associated with each other. I agree with that. Obviously, I think that a lot of things which are not sentient are going to be something which is not morally valued. I just don't think it's because they're not sentient. Then that would be a proper induction. So if you take it to be non-causal, then I would just not take induction to be probability raising at all.
Okay,
and
so my
apologies.
I muted you. Continue.
It's fine, dude.
Okay, gotcha, cool. So the response simply said that it is the case that the presupposition of induction, for induction to be good evidence, it has to be the case there's a causal relation that's retarded. So one example is simply, you'd agree that you perceiving me in this voice call, like you listening to me talking right now is good evidence for me actually being in this voice call. Your perception is good evidence for you being on Discord right now. You're talking to me right now. So given that specifically, your perception is not the thing which is causing this to happen. It's not causing you to actually be on Discord. It's not causing me to be on Discord. However, it is the case that there's good evidence for this. So evidence is not concerned with causal origins. It is concerned with whether or not it is good inferences. So then you read this up. You read something off Wikipedia or something where you said something along the lines like induction is going to be a type of inference. It's concerned with inferences. That's not something I'm neglecting, dismissing, or denying, retard. I'm agreeing that there are types of inference. I'm saying there is a probabilistic inference. However, the point I'm making is that inferences, whether it's probabilistic or non-probabilistic inferences, don't presuppose or have any relations or concerns, I should say, with causal origins. That's the claim I'm making. So even if it is the case, which it is, by the way, that it is concerned with inferences, that does not speak towards whether or not it is concerned with causal relations. For example, there's several case scenarios where there's something which is pretty good fucking evidence for given claims, which is not the types of things, which is a causal reason for the given proposition. One example is your perception being good evidence for you actually talking to me right now, or your intuitions being good evidence for you talking to me right now, your intuitions being good evidence for certain moral judgments, all of these things. Your empirical intuitions being good evidence for your parents' existence, these things are evidence for the proposition. However, your experiences, which justifies the proposition, is not the causal reasons for your parents' existence. Your experiences did not cause your parents to even exist, you retard. So of course, evidence is asymmetrically related to causal origins. So that's a blunder on your part. It doesn't require causal origins. That's irrelevant. So just to clarify one more thing before I give the response, I'm telling you that given the frequency here, it would be the case that it is more parsimonious to believe that they do not have more consideration, which would establish the truth value or the veracity position. That's it. Let me just unmute you real quickly. Give me a second. Okay. I'll just go on mute, give a response. Let me just unmute you. There you go.
I wasn't done speaking. I'm not sure what was muted, but yeah. So when you say it's the less parsimonious, I would assume that you're saying that okay, well, since it causes less exceptions, I'm not sure why that would be something which is less parsimonious. Because I don't take it to be an exception. I don't take it to be any sort of inference or type or consistency between things being not or things not having sentience and then not being morally valid, right? Those are just the sort of things that seem to be associated with each other. There's no like exception or anywhere. Like for you to have an exception, it's again, like I seem to have no connection between those two things, being sentient and not morally valuable. That's one. And two, obviously you can have non-inferential evidence, but then when I'm saying that you're making a sort of inference, sorry, and then there's no actual inference, that it seems to be unclear how that's probability raising, right? So obviously you can have like intuitions or perceptions which would not be entirely, sorry, not causal. Obviously, they're. I mean, I take them to be inferential, but if you don't, then it's fine. It's still, that doesn't tell me anything. I asked you why do you think that sort of induction is going to be probability raising, and I wasn't reading off Wikipedia. I was more so saying that here's a excerpt from the theory of induction, and
I wasn't criticizing you for reading off Wikipedia about it. I wasn't criticizing
it's
about
not,
it. Just make it like that.
It's not.
I wasn't criticizing you.
Okay.
Okay,
bro,
so
I wanna
I
really.
thought
It's like it's really late for me. Hold on, don't meet me. It's really late for me. Can we just conclude this? Like,
I'm going to respond to the point just made a while ago. So I'm not making the claim that it is the case that So you said specifically that it would be the case that inferences like inductive inferences presupposes cause origins. Clear that's false. I've given the justification, given the definition of such. You see that in the definition of inductive reason, it talks about it being inferential is not going to be something which establishes the proposition, because I've given multiple case scenarios if you given empirical experiences and using it to formulate inferences, and those inferences not having any sort of causal relation to the conclusion. So they don't presuppose causal relations, and you're now saying that I'm not given an actual inference. Clearly I'm given an actual inference. The actual inference is an inductive inference, which you've granted I've given induction. So given an actual inference,
no, I don't get it.
you granted it being an actual, hold on, you're interrupting me. You granted it being an actual inference despite the fact that it would be the case, that there's no causal relation that's being affirmed. That's number one, or number two really. Number three is there would be exceptions, right? So if it is the case that we generally see a pattern in reality, that pattern suggesting that it is the case that things which are not morally valuable are the types of things which are in fact, things which are not morally valuable or things which are not sentient, be the types of things which are morally valuable, then if we see that pattern in reality, then for it to affirm that these things which are not sentient are in fact morally valuable would be exceptions to this general pattern in reality, which is suggesting that it is the case that things which are non-sentient are in fact morally non-valuable. So they are exceptions. So the reasons why it would be more parsimonious actually is actually pretty simple. So if we have that specific data, the data suggesting this usual frequency, we can model that data with one proposition for the hypothesis I'm given by just saying that if something is not morally valuable, if something is non-sentient, then it's morally valuable. Then it's not morally valuable. So I can just model or explain that data with one conditional sentence, which is an individual proposition. Whereas you cannot do this, but rather you could have to say that this would be true with the exception of fetuses. So the exception you're postulating of non-sentient beings not being the types of things which are morally non-valuable would be an independent proposition. And so we have more propositions to explain this one usual frequency data, in contrast to what the opposing are the contra hypothesis, which is that they're just not morally valuable. That's it.
okay, I think the parsimony point is more fruitful because I told you that obviously I don't hold to like you needing to have like an induction or any sort of like proper inference to actually be probability raising. Although, I mean, that is kind of my view, but if you don't take to that, I don't find that to be controversial. I can kind of see that. It's fine. Like, you don't need to be an inferential.
Are you conceding that point?
Like,
Moving on to the moral Are you conceding that point? Moving to the moral
wait, I'm not conceding anything. Stop.
So you're agreeing that it requires this?
I wasn't speaking when you were speaking, please. Yeah, the question there becomes still is whether or not that sort of inference or that sort of process that you attained with seeing, okay, well, some things being, or most things being, not morally valuable when they're not sentient, whether or not that would be probability increasing towards the latter hypothesis, or not hypothesis, sorry, the latter conclusion that you gave. And so it seems to me that for the second point with parsimony, it seems to me that you're invoking some sort of quantitative account of parsimony. Is that true? Because then I would be curious whether or not that's something which is probability raising in the first place.
I'm appealing to,
and because at least in this case, it seems to me quantitative parsimony.
You want to know the kind of parsimony appeal to or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm appealing to ideological parsimony.
Ideological parsimony is not the only distinction there. You can have a
I'm not saying there's a
quantitatively
distinction. I'm saying that's
ideologically more
different
parsimonious,
parsimony.
or you have a qualitatively more ideologically parsimonious part theory.
Quantitative parsimony can be talking about onto parsimony. So I'm establishing a distinction.
Could be, yeah. No, I understand, but when you talk about ideological parsimony, that's just not true, dude. Like when you talk about, do you think that all ideological parsimony, all you're talking about is like a sort of qualitative parsimony or like a type of parsimony there? Because I'm saying that you can have ontological and ideological parsimony, and then I'm asking.
Ideological parsimony evaluates propositions, the amount of independent propositions used to explain the data. Does that answer your question now, Richard?
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you about a different distinction.
You are
is
asking
it
me for
qualitative or quantitative?
Used, I just gave you the kind of parsimony.
Is it qualitative or quantitative? Do you know what the difference
between
qualitative and
Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I'm going to go for a second. Give me 1 second.
You need ChatGPT for that shit. Just for the call, qualitative parsimony is going to be concerned with the amount of entities being posited, and then qualitative is the types or the amounts of types of entities that you're going to be positing. Like let's say I posit a table and a chair, and then quantitative parsimony is going to be concerned with the overall amount of entities that you're going to be positing. So if I posit one chair and one table, that's going to be less qualitatively parsimonious than saying there's 200 chairs, but then the latter is going to be more or less, quantitatively parsimonious. So that's what I'm saying. Yo guys, chilling around, man.
W Gyro.
Jin Youngson, was this bad for the Big Apollo?
Okay, so given the kind of parsimony I've given, do you think it is not the case that my position is more likely given the evidence I've given? Yes or no?
Well, I'm not. Hold on. I'm just curious. First of all, which type of parsimony you're using? Because ideological.
I just gave it.
I know it's ideological. I don't know. I don't know what you think.
Hold on,
I don't know what you think I was saying that it's ontological parsimony. I'm saying that.
You're blundering.
I'm asking you whether or not it's qualitative.
I gave you the kind of parsimony, specifically ideological parsimony, which is appealing to the amount of propositions established from a hypothesis, which is going to be utilized to explain or accommodate the data. I told you that the position you're adopting would have more propositions being utilized to explain the data, that proposition being that, yes, it is true that generally speaking this is the case, and it is also the case that there are exceptions to this general rule, right? So for it to be affirming exceptions is going to be less parsimonious because the exceptions are independent propositions. Whereas for the person who is holding the position that the fetuses are in fact not morally valuable, there would be less exceptions. In fact, there would be 0 exceptions because they're going to be saying that they are a part of the general rule. So usually, for example, you can model this by just saying, like in the Kaizen information theory in mathematics, you could just use one specific rule to basically establish the parsimonious nature of something. So if you can model, if you can explain a given hypothesis, or sorry, if you can explain, or if a hypothesis can explain the given data by appealing to one rule, one principle, or one universal principle, then that is going to be more parsimonious, necessarily speaking, than the position which you cannot use a universal principle to explain. In this case, there's no universal principle you can use to explain a given data. Because your views postulate and exceptions.
Okay, so that's you don't understand the difference between qualitative and quantitative parsimony. I know that you're talking about ideological parsimony, but that's not what I'm talking about, right? So when you're saying, okay, well, here's a theorem that's going to be talking about, well, you posit less entities, right? I understand, but are you invoking which type of entity? Are you invoking the general type of entities, or you're saying, okay, well, you're invoking more types of entities or less entities?
I'm not invoking
less types of entities than I am, or are you invoking just more entities? Or I'm invoking
more entities, period. If you actually track what I'm saying, you'd understand that.
Dude, you haven't said the word qualitative or quantitative the whole time.
Here's my judgment.
Here's my judgment. Just one thing. Give me a second. Just a second, Gyro. Give me 1 second. There we go. Gotcha. All right. So to continue the conversation, so I was saying that my position does not require any ontological commitment to any entities. In fact, right? It's not even relevant to the conversation, unless you want to classify propositions to be entities, which is not going to be a view that you're holding right now, given your meta-ontology. For the sure, meta-ontology does not commit you to saying that propositions are entities in the metaphysical, robust sense you're talking about. So I'm telling you here that irrespective of believing those entities to exist, mind independently or not, is irrelevant. I'm telling you that with respect to what I'm saying, all I'm saying here, and this is what you're not even attacking, all I'm telling you here, if you're tracking, which you're not because you're a dumb retard, is that because my position can be explained using one proposition, which is a universal principle, which has 0 exceptions, whereas yours would require exceptions to this general rule, it would be the case that this would have more independent propositions. For any exception you're going to be inserting to explain the given data, you'd be saying that